Probably, I'm gonna say like 100.
I am actually surprised how many people
We are live,
I know now
folks.
are lefty. Be like, how the fuck?
We are live.
Yay!
You know, like 26,000
Hopefully everybody
people
can
or
hear us and we're
26,000
good.
people, left-handed people die of right-handed people stuff every year.
That's why I say that right-handed people, you know, they're fucked up. They gotta go.
Nobody expected that was going to end so poorly. Like, man, you know, I always say right-handed people.
Yeah, I'm right-handed, so you know I gotta worry about it. But you know, hey, welcome to Awesome Talk Season 10, Episode 5. Nice,
Cheers.
easy clink out of a very full mug here. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
On September 25th, 2018. Hey, Rose, what's going on? Welcome to the chat. I'm trying to, we want to enter the full screen, but not really we don't, because we want to see the chat, right? Hi, so I can do like a wave here or a thumbs up.
Don't want to enter full screen.
I'll do a thumbs up. Don't want to what now? Huh? Oh, no big deal. I like your shirt, man. The fuck bitches shave goats. It's a throwback to earlier in the season when we discussed whatever the fuck that conversation was about.
I don't even know how that came about.
No, I don't. But it was fucking hilarious to me at the time. I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. I got on my phone, went on to customink.com, made the shirt, and within two weeks it was at my house.
Are you working for customink.com? Was that a plug right there?
I am. Customink.com.
Put it right on your forehead.
That sounds good, man. That sounds like a good.
You know what's ironic,
Huh.
or maybe it isn't?
Okay.
He's not wearing a customink.com shirt.
Yeah,
But he's wearing one made by them.
Yeah.
Mm.
They make a great product.
So welcome to the show. We have a more stripped down crowd this evening, which I think is probably a good thing for this evening. So I guess we might as well start off with a classic around the bar. I am Rick, your host.
Dan, hello. Pat, how you doing?
Jared, how's it going?
Sarah?
And that's it. That's all that's here tonight this evening. And again, I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. I did something really stupid today in the supermarket, and I wanted to start the show with it because I thought it was a little bit weird.
Oh, wait, is this okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
I don't think you know what I'm talking about, but I'm curious to know if you think you know and what
Hopefully
that is you think you
it doesn't involve
know.
any cucumbers.
Well, lucky you if it does.
Does it have anything to do with mayonnaise?
No, it has nothing to do with mayonnaise.
Okay, good.
I was just trying to make a point with that post.
Uh-huh.
I made the post that, you know, can you just crip walk into a Stop and Shop and pick up some mayonnaise without being, you know, bothered by folks, you know what I'm saying? And apparently I can, because it wasn't a problem whatsoever. But so today I was in the supermarket in the ShopRite or whatever the fuck it was, and I was trying to get to the almond milk section. And this guy came out of the back, and he was all white-haired and white-bearded, and he was pushing like a big cart full of shit, right? And like, so this thing happened where he was gonna we were gonna cross paths, so he stopped to let me go. But then he made the weird, awkward mistake of saying hi to me for no reason, and it confused me. Because you ever had people like react to you in a way that you don't expect, and now you got to react back, but you don't know what to do?
Hey.
Yeah.
You should have hugged him.
If I had hugged him,
Okay,
I feel like it would have been a lawsuit.
Did you think he was deaf?
No, I didn't think that at all.
I fucking would have.
Why? Because like, oh, is that just what?
No, you were described like some old, like fucking decrepit man with like long fucking beard.
No, I didn't say he was decrepit or had a long white beard.
Come on.
I just, come on, man. You're putting words in my mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it wasn't
He's
Gandalf.
decrepit, admit it.
It's just a guy where he looked like a guy who had retired years ago, and he's like, oh, I'm bored, I'm gonna do this now. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's not like it used to be. like dudes who are like 65 now, they like lift weights and like fuck bitches and shave goats. You know what I'm saying? They don't. It's not like it used to be. Like 65 used to be like your grandpa, and now it's like, yeah, it's your grandpa, but he like goes to a rave and like takes ecstasy and shit. It's not like it used to be.
So
But
what
anyway,
happened?
So what happened was, is he went to cross paths. I stopped, you know, to let him pass, but then he stopped to let me pass, probably because I'm the customer and I have the right of way, you know, idealistically, right?
Right.
So, so then he said hi to me, and instead of saying hi, I went to smile, and then I thought smiling was wrong.
So you said I love you.
And then I went to say hi, but like I got stuck in between, and instead all I did was raise my top lip. I went, and then I walked by, and then I had to have a conversation with myself afterwards. Where he was like, hello, and I went, and then I walked by, and I was like, what? And then like I'm talking to myself out loud. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, what the fuck? It's like hard. It's terrible when
You're like stupid.
stupid. Like it's terrible when you're like hyper aware of yourself, like to the degree where like it's crippling, dude.
No,
Like this guy just
okay.
snubbed me real hard over here.
Yeah, and I'm like, I didn't mean to snub. I was like, I hope you understood my tweener reaction.
That guy is telling all his friends, okay, well I
He's
was
on a
at like
podcast,
the
too.
supermarket, and this guy just gave me this fucking look and this like lip curl.
And then
Yeah,
I heard
what
him
the fuck was
talking
that?
to himself in the
Yeah, and then he
aisle.
was cursing, like alone, like
Then he
watch
was
out for that guy.
muttering to himself afterwards.
Yeah.
That guy.
That guy. I go in there, my picture up, and it's all pixelated in black and white. It says, "Look out for this guy," and it's me muttering to my. I'm like,
You gotta go apologize to him. I'm sorry.
I'm like, dude, I'm
To
sorry.
lip curl you. I don't know.
I meant to say hi when you were transporting all those eggs and milk, and you know, now it got all stupid. I didn't
now,
mean for
now
that to
it's just
happen.
all awkward, and I don't know.
Hey, what's up, Tony? Welcome, dude. Yo, people can. I want to make sure people can hear us. So if there's anything, we're kind of short on staff tonight, and I'm trying to run the whole show by myself. So if you can hear us.
Oh, really? Okay, so we're just like we've been muted the wait.
Well, I don't mean like you guys are just shitting aside. I mean like I'm hosting a show and I gotta run over there and change cameras. I gotta make sure the microphones are right.
Gotcha.
You don't know how to do all
No,
that.
I
You
do
know what I'm
not.
saying? And do you want that responsibility?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Hey, I've got the same camera.
See,
See?
Pat.
That's sexy sounding.
If you need another one.
Well, I might ask. I might ask. But
And the other question is, why does he have that camera in his room?
don't worry about it, Jared.
That's a good point.
Don't worry about it.
Easy.
Steady.
Yep.
Steady.
So anyway, I did the lip raise and I fucked up, and I felt weird about it. And anyway, I wanted to express it because I know people, they tend to do things sometimes that they don't mean to, and then they got to live with it, you know. And that's what I got to live with.
I've done those plenty of times.
I have a habit of like saying have a good night, but like towards daytime. So then I like correct myself into saying have a good day, but then it comes out as like nay. Have a good nay.
Have a good night.
Yeah, never mind.
Shit.
Yeah, and then I'm like,
Do you walk away grumbling to yourself, or do you just
Of
immediately
course,
not care?
yeah, just of course.
Yeah.
I'm like, why did I do that?
People, so I have
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
problems.
People are like, have a good day, and Sarah's like,
Yeah, thanks.
yeah, whatever. You know, we all
Yeah.
die at the end, right? Fuck off.
You know the end of this story.
Yeah.
Good effing luck to you. I don't care.
Yeah, my favorite crew of jerk-offs. Well, thank you very much.
Oh, well,
Tony. I
that's very
appreciate
sweet
that.
of you.
I appreciate that.
Flattered.
See, I put my
Look at
glasses
you.
on to read that
I hope
comment.
I'm not
It means a
like
lot.
yelling.
Cheers, sir.
No, you're fine.
I
You're
did
fine.
the impersonation of you that one time.
That's right. That's right. You
Glasses
did the impersonation. Yeah.
That guy, Joe.
But he
What is
didn't
it?
do the lip curl.
Tony D.
Oh.
D-
So it wasn't a
Dietrich.
full interpretation.
Give him a lip curl.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess that's the group photo tonight.
Yeah.
Like,
Good call.
okay, I just have to put this in. Like, okay, you know,
That's what she said.
you know my you drop something game, right?
Yeah. Well, I know about it, but I feel like not everybody
Yes.
understands it.
Okay.
I understand it.
Okay.
Well, like, okay, you say this like out loud, not towards the person that you drop something, and then out of the corner of your eye, you start like watching them see, okay, when I drop, who's something, and then they start looking around on the floor. Makes me happy every time.
Yeah. It makes me happy. Go ahead, and what's the point?
Oh, okay, no, there was this time when Atlantic City was really
Okay.
like I drank this fucking, like, you know what, like those like satellite bars that they have just in like the middle of like the telling people you dropped something, and I said you dropped something. This like 70-year-old woman. And she's like, what? And I go, not you.
That reminds me of that time we were driving and you just yelled out the window at the lady, "Hey lady walking, you suck!" And she was just like, "What?" She like had no, she was like baffled.
Dude, she
didn't
went
know
home
what
and
to say.
told people about
Because
that.
he like paused so far
I
in
have a
between.
great
She was
story.
like, "What? What happened?"
And she goes, huh?
Suck.
I have a great story.
All right, go ahead.
Regarding yelling at people.
Yeah.
Alright, me and this is at the hot dog shop in Asbury, maybe like 7 years ago. So it was Asbury back was like not in the greatest now.
Right,
And me and my friend were recording real late, but he's in a band over there too, and they have a bullhorn.
Okay.
So we turned out the lights and just like closed the window blinds and just sat there and just watching people cross the street, and we would yell at the bullhorn as people were crossing the street, and like one of them like it was like a husband and wife that we could only assume. And like we would say stuff like "hold her hand," and like they look around like what is happening? If you love her, hold her hand. Like
She needs sex.
I love that all
Think
the
God's
stories
talking to him
that
and shit
you
like
guys
that?
tell are like you just yelling and screaming assholes
And then running away.
And Dan just yelling for people to be more affectionate with each other.
Be nice to each other, you fucking idiot.
Love each other.
You only live once. Take her out to dinner tonight.
basically that's what we were yelling at people across the street.
He's yelling
But
encouragement.
it was great because people were so confused because the bullhorn it was so loud and it was like 10 o'clock at night. It was great.
Was it a ska band that had the bullhorn?
No, metal band.
It would be
Oh,
awesome
that's
if
weird,
one of the
too.
people you yelled at had just been walking down a previous road and been yelled at by Jared, and she's like, "Oh, what a relief! This fellow's much nicer."
Hey, you're a piece of shit! And then they
I'm
turn
like-
the corner, he's like,
Honk,
you're all
honk.
right! Oh, okay, it all evened out.
I guess I'm a good.
There's not even a
player.
story
Right
here.
back
That-
to- right back
that's
at zero.
madness.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good news, bad news. You know what I mean?
Is that like a cat call? A cat call on the way?
Oh,
In
no.
a way, but you could have taken it further. You could have been like, hey, take her out to dinner. You probably could get approved for a credit card right away if you apply right now. Low interest rate. And just use it. Go out to dinner. You die at the end. So be happy.
Die in the end.
I can smell you from here.
Yeah. It smells like, I don't know, you guess. You tell me what it smells like. Then what happens?
Then you put the ball in their
And
court.
and then okay.
Now they take out their own bullhorn and blow your mind.
Oh!
Bye, Al.
That'd be amazing.
Oh, boy, shit.
Pops the trunk. There's this giant megaphone.
Oh, my God.
Oh my god, he has a bigger one.
It's one of those big ones that you have to like turn the crank and
Yeah.
yell through it like "Hi!" and it comes out all like staticky like a
You can
record.
see the sound waves coming at
Yep.
you.
It's like a time
The
portal.
trees are blowing over.
Simpsons did it.
They're
Oh,
fast.
God.
Mm. So I saw this the other. So I'm gonna move on.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Has anyone here seen the new Predator movie?
No, but I've heard nothing but horrible things.
I
and
heard
I'm
a
not
Predator
surprised.
Prometheus merge kind of thing.
I don't know
No.
about that.
You went and
Like
saw it.
Predator's like a hybrid of
Yeah,
Alien.
I went to see it.
I mean, I have to sort of like tell you how much I appreciate the fact that you would take the time to go see it because I immediately didn't care, and it sucks because I like Predator. So for me to
Really?
go, oh, I don't give a shit. She hates Predator. She thinks the first movie looks like they ran around like the same 100 square feet of woods over and over again.
It does. It doesn't look like they're in the
to be
fucking
fair,
jungle. It looks like
they
they're in a
did.
backyard.
Yeah, right.
That is exactly what they did.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
that's
Well,
basically
Yeah, it
what
doesn't
they
look like
did.
a
It
jungle.
comes
It looks
off
like
that
it looks
way.
like the northeast woods. You know, like they filmed it in
The
Maine.
first one was like a different ball game though compared to all the other ones.
See, like
See, the
How
first
many
one was
are
good.
there?
No.
Just
Wait,
like-
how many
no,
are there?
There's a shitload.
There's
God.
one.
I didn't see.
I was
I didn't see
unaware that there
many
were
of
that
them.
many
Three-
Predator
I
movies.
saw 1 and 2 and like.
I only saw
Predator
parts of
alone
one. I
movies.
don't even
There
know
are
which
two
one.
Prometheus.
Alien versus
Okay.
A
Predator.
lot of crackling
So
going
six.
on. The sound's a bit crunchy. All right, I gotta check something. I'm sorry.
Well, it's not my fault. It's
You
this
go ahead
guy
and keep
that's trying to
talking. I don't know what's
do
going
everything
on.
It
at once.
might be because the rain is garbage,
Well,
but
wait and
we'll
see.
find out. We'll find out.
Anyway,
Anyway, continue.
it was awesome. Yeah,
Why is this happening? Raise your buffer.
yeah. Raise that buffer.
Raise it up. Let's see. Why is this happening? Everybody talk. Say something.
Hey,
Egg.
Give us some feedback on how it
That
sounds
wasn't
out there,
supposed
people.
to come out as
Buffer,
egg.
buffer.
It just did.
Egg.
Why?
It was a surprise ending.
What did he just say?
I got it.
Nailed it. There
Nailed
you go.
it.
Nailed
Got
it.
him.
Boom.
Got him.
It's this one.
Was it the buffer?
No, but we
Okay.
had it. Okay, so listen, guys. That
We're gonna have
microphone there
to
in the
say
end
everything we
is
just
shot.
said all over
This one's
again.
shot.
He gone.
is shot. Now, do me a favor. Somebody at the bar ask the crowd if they can hear us any better.
Can you guys hear us any better? Please let us know.
Yeah, we need to know that shit.
Hello.
I need to know to
Um,
make sure that
Don't
that's
use this
working right.
microphone.
Or
So that one's shot. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on with
Can
that one, but
Can you hear us any better?
they should be able to. All right. If there's any troubles, we will address it.
Or weep.
All right. Yeah.
That too.
That sucks. I don't know what's going on. I mean, obviously that microphone's not.
I mean,
the
there's
best of shape.
18 other microphones. It's not like
I have
you know.
extra
yeah.
mics.
It's not
I'll
like
bring
the
them over.
sound is-
I have mics that I don't use at all.
I need SM58s.
Mm.
I need
I have-
these.
I have a. It's not a 58, but it's like the one below 58.
57?
No. Like in quality, not.
Okay, there's like a 58
56.
Cardidoid and a 58 HL or whatever the fuck it is.
I'll see what I have.
Yeah.
Do you use a 55 XR?
Mm.
No,
Oh,
that's
I'm
the
sorry.
big honkin' square one.
That's the one you want.
It's whenever you
I don't know
touch
what
the
you're
bar.
talking
It
about.
was that microphone there. That one was shot. That's
Oh.
disconnected now. We're not going to
Okay.
hear that anymore. Do me a favor, Mom. Tell me if you hear it again. You know, Matt Lahosi, Madison, too. The fucking chat keeps filling up with people. Yo, guys, do me a favor. Just let me know that you can hear everything clearly.
Maybe they're not responding because they actually don't hear it.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
so,
shit.
but but usually they're like, "Hey, we don't hear anything."
Oh, okay.
Alright, start.
But let me
start
know.
Over. Let's.
Hey guys,
From the
sorry I'm late to the
beginning,
party.
Lip curl, blah blah blah.
Hi.
Bullhorn,
Tell your
etc.
story.
etc.
Yeah, so we're talking about a
exactly.
bullhorn or whatever.
Alright, I
but-
can hear you fine. All right, I can
it'll
hear you
make
fine.
So,
it
okay.
even longer to fill
Do
the
you, guys,
fucking half hour.
do you guys know who Tommy Wiseau is?
No idea.
Wazoo,
Is that it, Tommy Wiseau?
I believe
The guy who
so.
made The Room?
Isn't it his
I don't
last
know.
name?
He's like, "Hey, I am Tommy Wiseau," and he's got like a completely made-up accent, and like James Franco and Seth Rogen did a movie about him recently, where James Franco like came out with the long hair and.
Okay.
Well, anyway, it doesn't matter because if you guys don't know who he is,
We can't have a
the rest of the
conversation
story is
about
not going to resonate.
Sorry.
It's not ready.
Dude,
So-
it would be amazing if someone like one of us need to get an old timey ear horn and like just use it in public somewhere, you know?
Oh my god, that's a
Yeah.
great idea.
I think I need that anyway.
Hello.
You gotta.
Whether I want it or
See, I
not.
like
No,
that you casually
no, no,
dress
no,
things like
no,
new.
They have to be on eBay.
No.
There's no way there's not one on
Yeah,
eBay.
right.
No, you cannot do it without a monocle. It has to be done both.
Like the next
I
time
like
you
the
have
way
a
he thinks.
doctor's appointment,
Be like,
speak into
"Hello,"
the ear
and-
horn.
Yeah,
Yes.
speaking of my good ear horn.
My good ear horn.
Don't
This,
speaking of my
this ear horn's not as good
Ear
as
horn
this one.
shopping.
Yeah, so how's it going?
Like, are there ear
20
horn?
bucks.
Are
They
there
don't
ear
look as
horn
cool as, like,
manufacturers?
You think they are? They're like all metallic looking now.
Dude, I don't find anything wrong with that. We'll put a big awesome talk on the side,
You
sticker
know,
on the
how
side.
to lose your hearing even more, you know?
Yeah.
Just a fucking ear horn.
They're called ear trumpets.
Sorry.
That's
Oh,
weird.
excuse
I
the
guess
fuck
an
out of
ear
me.
horn
Dude,
would make
okay,
noise
my-
into your ear.
My boss the other day was like, okay, his stuff will go in the desk and the other stuff will go in the credenza. And I go, whoa, hold on. What the fuck is a credenza?
A credenza is like a small shelf.
I know that
No,
now.
like-
but-
I thought it was a
What,
desk.
dude? No,
thing.
no.
It's a lot of few,
No.
like very few people
Oh.
use that.
Hope
that
it
I
is
use the
word
word credenza
anymore.
often.
Lewis Black had a credenza joke.
Try to fit into
I
normal
said, shut up, it's a
conversation.
fucking desk.
Yeah, I thought they were desks.
I don't know. I feel like it's more of a small shelf, like
It-
a cubby hole.
If you could do paperwork on it, it's a fucking desk.
See,
You could do
Stephen Van
paperwork on the
Buren.
floor
You
though.
can do paperwork on a chair.
You could do. I could do paperwork
Okay,
while you're
well, shut up.
kneeling over and I'm leaning on your
that's
back.
serious.
Yeah,
Come
okay,
on.
I'm stupid.
Now who's the credenza?
Stephen Van Buren, the creator of In Saturn's Rings, is in the
We're
chat.
all credenzas.
And he just said, "Stop everything and watch The Room." He might be right. It might be worth it to even shut the show down.
Dude, John
completely.
Watch The Room.
Lackey,
Just
John
hang out, watch
Lackey
The Room.
really has
What
intense.
What is
is
The
it
Room?
about?
Okay, so The Room was like,
A
critic-wise, it was considered to be like the worst movie ever created.
How
But
many
but
sides
Tommy
in
but
that?
Tommy
That's tough.
Wiseau,
Walls,
what it's like?
ceiling,
No, it's just
Room?
a movie. It's the name of a film.
floor.
It's the name of a film.
Credenza?
So credenza.
See?
There's a credenza in it.
It,
There are probably several credenza.
Okay, and then-
Credenzae. I feel like that's the plural.
Credenza is probably the proper, yes.
But yeah, he says, let's see, Tommy Tommy is so sad. Dude, let me tell you something, Steven Van Buren. These guys don't get it. Let's see. I never heard you say credenza once. Shut the fuck up, Macklehose. I say credenza literally every minute. I have it tattooed on my stomach, but you don't know.
Matt, I agree with you because I was gonna say the same fucking thing. I was gonna say I don't think in 5 fucking years have I heard you say credenza.
When I'm in a different setting, I might say credenza more.
Like at the furniture store.
But like this.
Every time he leaves the house.
But Sarah, come on.
Just credenza this, credenza
Yeah,
that.
right. These people don't know what a credenza is. I can't.
My mission is life to inform all humankind about what a fucking credenza is.
Yeah, look it up. You got Google right there.
Hey,
See?
Hey, I didn't know it was a cubby hole until you said it. So.
I
It's a
only
cubby
know about
hole.
it because Lewis Black, back in like 2009 or something like that, or maybe
The good old days.
he did a joke about it because it was like when the collapse happened, the financial collapse, but
Sure.
yet these bankers were still spending $1 million and whatever on like credenzas.
And like ice
And
sculptures.
someone did. So like when one of the bankers was arrested, it could have been what's his face, the main one that got. the
There's
white
so
hair.
many now. I
Whatever,
can't even remember.
doesn't matter. And it was like you paid $300,000 for a credenza, and then Lewis Black, the joke was just like. I don't know what's crazy, but I don't even know what a fucking credenza is, and like it was just like basically a
Can
repeat of our
somebody
conversation.
post the fucking definition of a credenza in the chat room? Let's hold on. We got all kinds of questions popping up.
Before someone posts the proper definition, I wonder what everyone in the chat's idea of what a credenza
I think it's one of those
is
desks
first.
with one of those pull down.
It's just a cubby
Don't
hole.
look at this
Yeah,
thing
the
like
roll- the
like,
roll
It's a
top
fancy
Yeah,
cubby
roll top
hole.
desk.
It's probably made of cherry wood.
Oh, okay. I actually went to a strip club once called the Fancy Cubby Hole.
I thought you were going to say the fancy
Well, see, I
maybe-
think that's a different meaning.
Maybe it should have been called the upscale credenza.
the upscale.
You know, and then
Now, okay. You are going to talk about
How do
this
you
later.
spell
here's the
credenza?
deal. Here's the deal, Jared. I don't have enough money to go into the upscale credenza, but I do have enough money to do with the low end
one.
cubby hole.
Look,
I have money for that.
what about the IKEA credenza? Can you swing that?
That's just a
Okay,
shelf.
a credenza is
I can go to
It
a
takes
shelf.
like 16 hours to put together
I can do a
yourself.
shelf all fucking day.
I can do a shovel. Yeah, exactly.
a credenza is a U.S. English term for a dining room sideboard cupboard, particularly one where a central cupboard is flanked by a quadrant glass. So it's like very.
That's exactly what I said.
So it's not a fucking desk. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, I thought it was a desk. I thought it had the roll
So
top.
are we both
I'm
got it
gonna
wrong?
throw
or-
this.
Just like- it
into
just looks
my
like a
book.
bar.
It's like a hutch.
It's like a hutch.
It's a hutch.
It's a hutch.
It's a hutch.
Fancy way to say hutch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Rose says it's a dining room.
We're hutching.
It's just like this kind of shit.
Hold on, we got
We put your glass
questions
in.
here,
Like,
folks.
like a
Thanksgiving.
fucking bar. Like
Right.
Live
Like a bar,
stream it.
yeah.
Okay, dude, Steven Van Buren says we should live stream the room with our commentary. I
Ooh,
couldn't,
like Mystery Science Theater
Yeah.
3000
I
style.
couldn't possibly
We
agree
talk
more.
about that all the time.
But
should
here's the
do
deal:
that.
Seth
5
Rogen and
minutes
James
in.
Franco made a movie about the making of the movie The Room, and it's and if you knew who Tommy Wiseau was, right.
I've seen
Remember,
parts of that.
remember, there's a clip where like he opens a door and he says something, and James Franco's got the long hair and it's like really poorly,
see the whole thing.
poorly done.
He
I didn't
fucks
see
it
the
up
whole thing.
like 26
Like,
times.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, right. But anyway, that guy's a real dude.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
recently he posted a video to Facebook of him as Heath Ledger's Joker, and he is so uniquely bizarre at it that I actually am like, dude, I kind of am on board with this guy as the Joker. He's like, never smash the guy's head down first. He can't pay attention to questions after that. Batman. And I'm like, oh my god. But like, he's legitimately insane, so it sort of works.
No, it doesn't.
Dude,
Let's
let me
just
tell you
talk
something.
about Joaquin Phoenix.
Can we please talk about Joaquin? Wait a minute. We have questions in the chat, and I want to get to them. And I do want to talk about Joaquin Phoenix.
No one willfully wants to hear that accent ever.
Madison says
Because if you do, you know you're in the wrong place.
you might be.
You're not in a place where ear trumpets are.
Yeah,
Well,
And I'm not.
solid gold ones or chrome ones. Madison says, "Hey, I want to know your thoughts, especially Sarah's thoughts on the new Solo film. Did you guys see it? Loved the female robot. I like the fucking Solo film, man.
L3.
Great effing movie.
Dude, why are people hating
Great
so
effort
fucking
movie.
hard on the new Star Wars shit, dude? Stop."
The
so
re-
far
the
behind.
Pe- the
No,
dude,
no, no.
Listen, the people that are hating hard on the Star Wars shit are the people that I once associated myself with But it's time to cut ties with those people because they have gone from fans of the expanded universe to I'm going to bitch about anything Disney makes regarding Star Wars, even if it happens to also be good or interesting or worth watching. And I'm just sick of it, dude. Like, they've attacked every fucking facet. Like, the
sorry,
chick
but Rogue
who
One's
played,
the best Star
I'm
Wars
sorry,
movie I've
dude.
ever
The
seen.
chick who played Rose
Ever.
having to fucking
Really?
leave
Totally,
social
100%.
media because of harassment
Have you
is
seen it?
like, that's psychotic.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wait, which one?
And I think
What's
today
it
is
about?
Mark Hamill's birthday, by the way.
Dude, today's Mark Hamill's
I'm not-
birthday?
I'm not
I
like a
believe
huge
it's
Star Wars
today.
fan, but I've seen him. So,
He's 60 fucking 7,
the one
dude.
with the
Dude,
chick
he's
and the-
damn good,
and the other
67.
guy?
Here's the thing
Happy
about Rogue One.
birthday to him.
Rogue
Okay,
One.
Okay,
Go ahead.
It is the the story of the rebels stealing the plans for the Death Star.
No, I didn't see that.
Shit, you're fucking missing. out.
What is?
Like,
I'm sorry.
No,
Rogue
that
One.
was the one I didn't see.
Rogue One was so good because what it did was it told the story without placating the audience. So in other words, it's like, for example, Darth Vader is in the movie, but he's maybe in the movie for a grand total of maybe 10 minutes. Maybe. And I think that's a liberal number. And the reason is because he was only in the movie for the scenes he fucking had to be. It's not like the creators went, oh, Vader is a famous character. We're really going to beef this up and
fan
overdo
service,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, there's no fan service. It's just a fucking good story. It's really raw as hell.
No, I didn't see that.
It looks and feels like Star Wars while at the same time having its own unique story.
Right.
So I really like that. Solo to me, Solo almost came off like a comic book fucking story to me. You know what I mean? Like it, but I don't have a problem with that. Star Wars transcends.
Is it like an origin story, Solo?
Yeah, it is.
Your opinion means way more than mine.
Not exactly origin because it doesn't really show Han before he was in the barely before he was in the Imperial Academy. So he's like he's too old in the movie to call it an origin story exactly.
Yeah.
But it does cover a good portion of his past.
Chewbacca in it?
Yes.
It's how they met.
Is how they
I mean,
met.
the
Oh,
movie,
okay.
the movie
Yeah.
isn't about how they met, but you see them
But
meet.
you see how they meet. Yeah.
That's cool.
And it's just so
Did you guys
great.
ever see that Christmas or whatever special?
Every
We
fucking
talk about
year
it
of my
all
life
the
I
time.
watched that movie.
The Star Wars
Don't
Christmas
even-
special
don't
blows
even.
my mind.
Family?
Dude, it's
Dude,
15
shut up.
minutes of Wookiee talk with no translation to start the movie.
So good.
It's the best, dude.
It's so
I've never
bad.
seen
It's
it.
good.
Well, you're
it's,
gonna have
it's so
to.
bad.
It's so great.
Oh man.
Oh, it makes me happy.
But here's what I love is that
There's
Carrie
no subtitles.
I'm
nothing.
laughing.
nothing.
Just
It's
imagining
just a
it.
bunch of Wookiees for like 15. It starts like
And
that.
you almost know what they're saying. That's how
Yeah,
funny it
you're
is.
kind of like, okay, all right, I get it, I'm on board. After 10 minutes, though, you gotta kind of look at your friends and be like, is this like going somewhere?
No, you don't.
Like,
No.
but what
I
year?
don't
What
know.
year did that come out? 80?
No, 70.
No, is it
No.
70s?
I don't know what year.
79?
It is the weirdest
say
Christmas
80.
special of anything ever that could be produced.
I love
It's
it.
not
Yeah.
exactly a
Watch it later.
Christmas special.
It is a
okay?
Christmas special.
It's
Come
a
on.
holiday special.
Oh.
There's no Christmas involved in
I
this.
think
it's
weren't
Life
they putting
Day.
up Christmas lights in the Chewbacca house?
It's
That's
Wookiee,
what I said.
It's Wookiee Life Day, guys. Get it right.
No.
It's just how they were all.
It was
they always
like
have Christmas lights.
like no, it was like Galaxy Day or some shit like that.
No, it's Life Day.
Wookiee Life Day.
Life Day. Okay.
Yeah, Life Day.
Whatever. Fuck off.
What do you like
You
better?
don't sound like you have the Life Day spirit.
You like
For
Life?
sure.
You like Life Day
He's more
better,
of a Festivus guy.
or Festivus for the rest of us?
Do you really have to answer?
Dude,
Do you really have to ask that question?
putting up
Get
the
the
Festivus poll. Get the poll out.
No. Okay. No.
the tests
no.
of
No fucking bullshit. Last year for Christmas, I made these pieces of paper that says there is a donation in your name to the
human fund.
to
The Human Fund.
the Human Fund, and then I wrote at the bottom "People helping people,"
Nice.
and I handed it out to
Did anybody get it?
everyone.
Like one guy probably got it out of like
Maybe.
10
How in the
people?
fuck can so few people get this joke?
maybe 6 got it, and the rest like had to be explained to them. Guess what I'm doing for Christmas presents this year again?
Seinfeld's like on the
Same
verge of cult
fucking
classic
thing.
because
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that I talk to that they're like, I don't like Seinfeld. I'm like, what, really? Like,
Yeah,
how could you not
weird,
like
right?
this? This is like the pinnacle of humor in
Yeah.
that era.
Yeah, no,
And,
I agree with you, and I also
I
feel
didn't
like.
like Seinfeld when it was on.
Really?
Like, yeah, I just could. You know what?
Can you keep
Because
flowing with this
the,
while I
the
piss?
reason why
I'll
is
be right
actually
back.
because I don't like Jerry Seinfeld.
Well,
But
you know,
but once I liked the other characters, it was worth watching to me because
Yeah.
I really think George's. I mean, it's basically Larry. The whole show is just Larry David's head, in my opinion. So,
it
like,
really is,
Curb
yeah.
Your Enthusiasm is basically
Perfect.
Seinfeld without the things I don't like.
Yeah.
But,
I'm
you know,
indifferent to
be honest,
Seinfeld.
I didn't really like Curb Your Enthusiasm.
For real?
No,
Like it's
last season.
I don't know.
No,
there's something about it that I couldn't get into.
Shut up. The last season, he made fun of the Ayatollah, and so there was a fatwa put out on his life.
Oh, great.
So then, for the entire season, he's like walking around. Is this gonna be the day?
Oh, that's funny.
I'm
Really,
not
that
as
happened?
familiar with the newest season.
Well, I don't know if it happened to him, but that's like the story of the show.
That's the story.
It's
Yeah, I'm
fucking
not
genius.
as familiar with those newer seasons that have recently come out as I am with the older ones. But
No, I love
dude, that show
goddamn
has some fucking really great great.
I liked like the first season and the second season, and then after that, it kind of like it went to just their like
What show?
I don't know, like just
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
in a weird direction.
Curb Your Enthusiasm is great all at the end. Leon's the greatest character ever created. Leon, no, hold on. Let me
Yo,
rephrase that. Leon is the greatest, like counterpart to Larry David that you could come up with, because you can't come up with somebody more opposite than Larry David than Leon. But when you see them together, there's no two people that fit together more perfectly.
Fit
than
together
Larry David and Leon.
and they almost agree on everything, but like but in different ways.
You gotta get in that ass, Larry. You gotta get in that ass.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
And Larry David takes all the advice. He's like, okay, I got it, and then he goes and he tries to apply it, and that's what makes it so funny.
Yeah. You know what I'm gonna do that tonight? Good idea. Good stuff.
Good idea. Go on, get in that ass, leave garbage. You know, like
Leave garbage.
Boom. In, out. I'm done.
How was the last season of the newest season of Curb Your Enthusiasm? Because I didn't get
He
into
said
it.
it was
It
great.
was great
There-
because I know they
there
took a
was
lot of
this-
shit immediately for the jokes. Immediately.
I don't want to like ruin it, but there's like this one episode that sticks out of my mind. Larry David.
I need a beer.
Yes, please. Participates in like a battle reenactment, like a Revolutionary War reenactment, and he gets into this thing with like this guy to the country club, and he starts shooting cannonballs at Larry.
I love it. Dude.
Wait, we have to go back to Solo.
Yeah, please. Yeah. No. I definitely want to talk about it because there was also more questions in the chat.
Madison, my opinion on
Yeah,
Solo.
your opinion on Solo. Yeah, she also said Rogue One was awesome. Right on. L3 rocked. What is that?
L3 is the Lando's droid that ends up becoming the Millennium Falcon. Is essentially.
Oh my God,
There's a tragedy in that because L3 was hell bent on like, basically droid independence, and in the end, she essentially becomes a ship nearly against her fucking will, and becomes the slave that she didn't believe droids should be.
Okay, all right.
So there's a sort of tragic story to L3's droid life there.
I don't remember. Why don't I remember this? What is this?
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess it's some sort of weird droid racism.
Droidism.
It's droidism, I guess. I don't know.
Sounds like it. That's for sure. But anyway, yeah,
I'm
I thought
offended.
I still believe that they could have picked a better actor to play Han, but I do think he was better than I thought he was gonna be.
Yeah, true.
I think that Donald Glover is
Great.
hands
Perfect.
down the best.
That guy nails literally
he is
everything he
so
does.
good.
Perfect.
And I also love that he was a huge like he said that like Lando Calrissian was the first action figure he ever owned, and like it was like such a big deal for him to play. Like
that's cool.
it's so
Imagine
it's
that.
so much
Yeah,
better.
I have a bucket list stuff like
It's
that.
so much better when you know how that they're big fans. Like
I agree.
Like that's
Yeah.
why I was so pissed off about the whole thing with the chick who played Rose, because she in real life is a huge like Star Wars nerd, and like she was so fucking stoked
you were
to
saying
play
earlier she got like
a
hate mail, like death threats and shit. Like,
huge.
Wow,
She
that's insane.
stopped
That's
with
insane.
social media because
wow.
people hated on her so hard and hated her character so bad. Not in Solo.
That's in
The
not- Is it the Last,
Last Jedi? Yeah.
Last Jedi. The character Rose, she was the one who helped.
Who
Finn.
ends up helping Finn?
She
like,
helped
for
Finn.
half
Remember,
the
Finn
movie.
was gonna escape in the pod because he knew the fucking Empire was coming, and she helps him. And why were they hating on her so bad? What was the deal with that?
They just think a whole bunch of reasons, but a lot of people think that the character can be completely removed from the story and wouldn't make any fucking difference at all. But you could say that about a lot of fucking characters. I'm sorry, like there's a lot of characters you can remove from a movie and have it not matter at all.
Right. I don't know, man. I thought it was good. I also like the Last Jedi. People hate on the Last Jedi, man. And I was like, dude, what the fuck are you guys like? Are you guys trying to hate things? Like, is that what this is?
Okay,
That's
my
America right now.
only
Totally
question,
right, dude.
My only question. Okay, at the end of the Last Jedi, Luke used all his power and.
I love that. I don't have no idea what he did, but that was a good.
You are such an asshole. Okay, well, I guess we're not talking about that.
No,
Yeah, I don't know if I should continue with the end of Solo or if I'm gonna ruin it for someone.
No.
But like people,
It's been out for so long.
People
So
are like
long.
completely
So long it's been out.
like completely confused by why Maul is in Solo, and like if you follow Maul's story, it makes complete fucking sense. At one time he was the head of every single crime family in Star Wars, basically. It's a continuation. Not only that, but the story of like Maul, son of Dathomir. Comic books, it follows along those storylines too. It makes complete sense. The main thing about Solo that I don't like is I fucking hate Kiara's character. I hate
Who's
her.
Kiara? I don't remember.
The chick that Han is fucking trying
Amelia Clark?
I cannot
I thought she was good in it.
stand her.
I thought
Maybe
she was good in
if she was
Blasphemy.
just her character is so fucking terrible. It,
I don't
like
know.
she feels,
yeah, but you know what though?
She feels like an actress playing a character.
No, but can I
That's
say
why
something?
she's so
There's a
cringeworthy
problem
to me.
with Star Wars whenever you cast anyone who's too big of an actor already. People hate that. Like
Well,
Woody
that's not
Harrelson
why I
being
don't
in it.
like her. It just doesn't
we
seem
kind of
so
love
real.
Woody Harrelson on a different
But
level.
Woody's,
But-
but
was
Woody's
amazing in that
character
movie.
felt like the character. It didn't feel like Woody playing a character.
All right, sure.
She felt like an actress playing a chick in Star Wars. And it was just, like, there were so many other people and so many other ways that character could have been portrayed that would have felt more realistic to the scene.
Sarah's Star Wars knowledge is pretty impressive. Jane Brady says, preach, Sarah. Let's see. I like The Last Jedi with the exception that Luke died. I didn't like that.
That was kind of
Mark
expected.
Hamill said the same thing when he read the script.
Jane
But
Brady
didn't
and Mike
agree
Jones.
at
What's
the
up,
end.
buddies?
What happened to his metal arm?
Well, I don't know, man. I didn't like sift through the debris that was left behind. I mean, it's possible.
There was no debris. Like there should have been armed.
It should have
just
clinked.
there.
It should have clinked when it landed. It should have clinked. You're right. You are right. I don't want you to be
There
right.
wasn't anything
because,
there.
Because
he
I
can't
want
take it
you
with
to be
him.
that
It's
sort
not
of...
his.
Move the mouse, 'cause I think your cat is playing with the mouse.
You goddamn
Oh,
son
oh
of a
yeah,
shit.
yeah. She's good. She's good.
She kept trying to jump up on my lap.
I'm sorry, I didn't
She
mean
just
to
kept
interrupt. I
going
wanted
like
to watch.
this.
She gets way into that.
That was awesome.
He was just
I guess we
using
have
as a
to
bridge.
wait until after the break for Joaquin.
Yeah, no, I want to talk more about Joaquin and I want to talk about
Oh,
MGK
do
and
I
Eminem
ever.
too when we come back. We got to do that. Yeah, no, dude, it's almost time for break.
It is time.
Holy shit, it's time for the break, dude. Look, everybody who's in the chat and you're commenting, I'm doing the best I can to keep up with everybody. Please stick with us. We're gonna cut to a break. I'm gonna go around the bar in a minute uncomfortably, and I'm gonna switch everything over.
Well, Madison, if
Uncomfortably,
you're
it's gotta
like
be
super into
uncomfortably.
L3, you should check out the Last Shot book or audiobook. because there's a lot of L3 in that book, and it gives you even more of an insight into her whole like droid independence stance on things, which is funny because she basically sort of acts as Lando's partner more than anything else. It's an interesting sort of thing. It's not the first time you see that stance either, because if in the expanded universe there's
that droid?
Lando?
I don't think so.
I feel like Lando would stick his dick on anything that was fucking cool enough for him.
Do you think
Lando reminds me of
did?
Dan Bilzerian in a way, where he's just sort of like Dan Bilzerian should get into capes. I feel like he'd be super Lando-y. You guys know. You know who that is? Dan Bilzerian's this dude. He like won like $10 million in one hand in poker. And then the next day he won like $30 million. And then he turned it into like a weed empire. And now he's like an Instagram celebrity. And all he does is fuck models all day and hang out in his pool and like do jet skis and shoot guns and but he's got like this whole thing. But anyway, there's something about it that reminds me of Lando, because Lando has this cool pimp shit going on at all times, and you can't hate him. He there's something about, he's like Hondo in a way. Right? See, you get it though. You get what I'm saying? Like Hondo is a scumbag, but I love Hondo.
Yeah, but Hondo's whole thing is just basically like, I want to be a fucking. Oh my god! If they made a Hondo and Naka movie, are you kidding me, dude? That he's such an underused character. But I'm so happy they brought him back in Rebels.
Can I just say one more thing?
He's too good to just forget.
I'm gonna wrap up before we cut to the first break. And I usually don't wrap up.
Fine.
But
I want to
come
drink
back.
chocolate milk dominant.
I want to come back when we're going to talk about Joaquin Phoenix. We're going to talk about MGK and Eminem. Listen, but I do want to say this. As somebody who previously was a movie fan of Star Wars, people have got to get into the Clone Wars, Rebels, and whatever fucking books that are now canon, because I was one of those people who's like, oh, this is all fanfic.
Yeah, but you can't
it's not.
Rebels
It's not.
You watch Clone Wars.
It absolutely, like, if you love Darth Maul, you have got to get into Clone Wars and Rebels to really, really know what the fuck happened to Darth Maul. And I love Darth Maul. And I also love Anakin Skywalker. Anakin's my favorite character, and not because of the fucking prequels. It's because of fucking Clone Wars.
Oh.
And Ahsoka. I love Ahsoka.
Dude,
Ahsoka.
I have a question
that
I thought of earlier today that sort of blew my own mind, and I'm going to pose it to the chat before the break. How would Star Wars be different if Anakin had, well, he wasn't Anakin at the time, he was Vader at that point. If Anakin/Vader had not been burned on Mustafar and had remained completely unneeding of cybernetic parts to maintain his life, and Vader was in Anakin's form for all of Star Wars, how would that have changed Star Wars? How it would have changed it in so many ways, because anyone who remained alive would have known that Anakin had survived. There wouldn't be that mysterious, is he a man, is he a machine? Because people didn't know that until they saw him use the Force and knew that he must be a man inside.
And everybody would know that he is white.
James Earl Jones would not have been in that movie. That's what would have happened. James Earl Jones would have been out of a job.
All right, I'm gonna cut to the first break. Everybody in the chat room, stick with us and share the videos and all that other shit. And we're gonna come back. Jan, Brady, Madison, everybody in the fucking chat rooms, don't go anywhere. We are gonna be back. Give me a second. Let me get us out of here, and we'll be back in about 25 minutes. And we're gonna continue with some really important shit.
Oh boy.
Hello, Beeblebrox. I'm happy you've joined the chat.
See you, bud.
You're listening to us. Yeah, the face.
I got hired by a rich person a while back for a
dance around?
Halloween party for her kids. It was me and another person. We were hired out of a
Be like the cyborg
a party
monster?
store. No, fucking cunt. Anyway.
I'm sorry, when you say someone, a rich person paid me for Halloween, where did you think it was going to go?
so I don't know. We were at the house, and the kids came over and stuff. The party started, and there was rooms like it was a rich person to the point where like there was rooms that nobody could step into because there was like a $30,000 carpet with paintings in it and shit.
That carpet's for looking on,
right?
It's
a looking
The carpet
room.
has
It's,
plastic on
look
it.
upon it.
Look upon the room and enjoy the room for what they're looking at it for. So the kids come over, and we're supposed to play like a role or something. We don't have like a show. We don't have any prep. We have zero prep work. She has zero expectations of us. She's
How
just
much
like
were you paid?
a couple $100 to
do nothing.
Well, it ended up being nothing. She's like, "Oh, just entertain the kids." And within a half hour after us, me and this other person meeting the kids, we were just eating food in the corner.
I'm going to be honest with you, Stones, and I don't want you to get offended by this because, like,
I called you a cunt?
knowing you personally, I wouldn't feel this way. But if I just met you for like a minute,
What, you
I
think I'd
wouldn't
be
be
entertaining?
like, I'm going to throw that dude a couple $100 to hang out with
couple
some
hundos?
kids,
Yeah.
to hang out with some kids from the neighborhood whose parents are trusting me to make sure they're safe in my house. This guy and his friends, I'm just going to give them some money and leave it in their hands, literally.
Hey, buddy, I like the cut of your jib. You want to come on over and entertain the kids?
They were all there. I mean, there was adult supervision. It wasn't like I wasn't babysitting. I was, like I said,
I had a job to do.
Within a half hour, I was awkwardly
walked in with my
eating
C-string.
food in the
Yeah.
corner, and that was the end of the.
I got my ball
This is
sling
the
on.
whole,
I'm ready
you know,
to do this.
But I just thought it was
Listen,
amazing
kids,
that.
this will go a hell of a lot better if we're all drunk.
She just
Look, your mom hired me to come on over here and do some shit.
Do what though?
Yeah.
Fucking,
Yeah,
she had
exactly.
You like
zero
bitterly
plan.
light
She
up
had-
a cigarette.
Wait, how old are we talking here?
What, me or the kids?
Kids.
Oh, because I was like, I don't know, 19, I guess, at the time, and the kids were, I don't know, 11, 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so they were
And
old enough to know it was bullshit.
They were immediately not entertained.
Of
Yeah,
course,
they're
they're
like-
11
not
and 12,
entertained.
dude. They don't give a shit
Wait,
about
wait. So,
Like-
so what did you attempt to do at first to create the entertainment?
Moan a bit. I mean, in a
Moan it, you're like,
in a non-sexual manner.
Right, right, of
clearly,
course.
like it was supposed to be like
You
a
just
Halloween.
sort of sounded like a
Scary
sea lion.
fucking and it was and then they're like, and the kids like looked at us. They went down in the basement, and then they looked at us, and they went.
And then they fucked in the
They
closet.
literally turned their heads to the right and said, "What's this over here?" and completely ignored us.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and there was like nothing there. They were like, oh,
and I
I
was like,
see something
I was
out of
like,
my
oh.
peripherals. You don't know what those
I
are.
was like, oh, that went downhill fast. And then I was
Yeah.
like, so what do we do?
And then the other person was like, was it ever at the top of the hill?
Yeah.
I had no idea we got up that high. Go us. High five.
So. And they're like, hey, mister. You're like, what? You're sitting there smoking a cigarette. And you're like, what? And they're like, what's wrong with your eyeball?
No, they didn't get that
Yeah,
close.
no, you had the dark glasses on. I assume. You don't want to freak him out, you know?
No.
So a TV weatherman was red-faced after making a very awkward sex joke about a colleague. So this woman was doing she had like made friends with like a dog during her report because she was reporting on something. There was a dog, and the weatherman it cut back to him, and he said, "I think you two should get a hotel room or something. There's a lot of action going on over there." At which point the entire studio went dead silent. Okay. Let's see. So then he adds.
Did she like hold on to her wedding ring after it?
So then, oh Saint Jesus. So then, as the awkward moment continues on in silence, he adds, "Probably the most action you've had in months, huh?" But wait, it gets worse. It gets worse. The studio
He keeps trying to save it.
The studio remains completely silent. Completely silent.
And then he presses a button and gets the laugh track.
He's like, oh, yeah. And so then he wrote, well, then he said, I'm sorry, live on the air, he says, Well, I cracked myself up if I don't crack anyone else up, and then started laughing.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so
They
this
look like
guy.
a crazy person after.
Now, here's the thing.
Nice.
Here's the question. Do you think the joke was in bad taste? Yes or no? Stones.
You're asking us about taste?
Right.
Yeah, really. I mean,
yes or no? Bad taste.
No, it's fine. It's
Okay,
just, you know,
no,
peop-
let's see. Voters have voted 56% yes and 44% no.
Right.
Some people thought it was fucking funny.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking funny.
Yeah.
They
What
basi-
No,
okay,
but you never
do
know how
I think
people are
the
gonna react
joke
to
is
that
in
shit,
bad
though.
taste? No. But what I do think is in bad taste is
Is
news
the fact that the whole
anchors.
studio bailed on him at that point?
Yeah.
They're
No,
like,
it's that news anchor. The new thing now is that we have to be subjected to watching news anchors have conversations with each
they're
other
the
like
worst.
they're friends and
They're
we
the
like
worst.
them.
but that's
Dude,
just as bad as morning fucking radio. It's all
it's
talk
the same
bullshit,
shit.
crap,
Like,
fucking
okay,
garbage
there was a time
nonsense.
where news was news. You watched it, and Dan Rather was sitting
Yeah.
there, and that motherfucker was telling you what was going on.
Right.
Now, if you watch the news, you have to watch two fucking idiots giggle at each
Yeah.
other and tell a bunch of jokes they think you know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know your personal life. Stop laughing about the barbecue you were at over
Yeah.
the weekend. Like, get to
Looks-
the fucking news.
Looks like that guy crossed the line there, huh?
Oh, but how else are they going to relate to the people? That's what they're thinking.
They don't
Yeah,
have to.
yeah,
There
I know,
was
I
a-
know, I know,
there
I
was
know,
a time
I
when
know.
a journalist was a
I
journalist
know.
and they told you the fucking news and it wasn't supposed to be funny because it was
Right.
the news.
I like
Right.
that naked news shit where the chicks strip while they're telling the news.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
perfect.
yeah. That's a way to
Because
get the information in the heads of the folks at home.
And they're not talking about anything personal. They're
No,
being
they're
a-
need
just
to.
talking about the news.
Yeah, they're like, look, listen.
Today, some babies got blown up on a bus, and here's my tits.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, Hillary Clinton's a criminal. Anybody? Anybody? Here's my vagina.
Well, they don't really get.
No, they don't get naked.
Yeah.
I thought. Well,
It's sad that Stones and I are telling you about naked news.
I know of naked news, but I never.
We've been in the trenches, all right, Rick?
You've been in the.
Yes.
You've seen the war.
I've seen
Yeah.
enough naked news.
I heard about it. I was like, I gotta check this out.
Of
I'm
course,
surprised.
of course,
I mean,
naturally.
I probably
Naturally.
just came upon it.
Sometimes you hear about
Yeah.
a piece of
Oh, yeah, you
artwork,
did.
know? Yeah. It doesn't seem masturbation worthy, though.
It's
you know?
not.
It's like trying to jerk off
It's
to Girls
not.
Gone Wild. Like, is that really jerk off material? A bunch of chick? Well, yeah, I guess it could be.
Well,
Usually they get two girls in a room to eat each other out.
Well, that too, right? The Girls Gone Wild does have
The
that
naked
more
news
serious
isn't
side to
like
it,
that.
but
Like in the
But I
middle,
think-
the guys
I
are like,
think-
look,
Naked
all
news
worked
isn't
out.
like that at
I think
all.
it's more the amateur idea, like it's the concept behind it. It's not,
Not
like
Yeah,
naked.
right.
Yeah, but
You know.
naked news doesn't feel amateur. Oh wait, are you talking about?
Girls Gone
Girls
Wild.
Gone
Well,
Wild.
Girls
Yeah,
Gone
yeah.
Wild has the amateur aspect to it,
I
but
thought you meant naked. Naked
yeah.
news
Naked
feels like
news.
professional ass
But
fucking
still,
news.
I'm sure,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
sure there's plenty of dudes jerking off to naked news,
I'm
or at least,
sure
or
there
at least
are.
having visions of it after the
Guys,
fact, after
jerk
it
off
gets
to
his
everything.
Dudes jerking
you know.
off to regular news.
Right,
okay.
right, exactly.
Yeah,
and
sure.
mailboxes
But
and
look
cow
at some
eyeballs.
of
There
the
you go,
female
pool
news anchors
floats.
now. They're all tits and lips.
They're all
Right.
makeup and fucking HD pop
Yeah, right.
marks. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but you got to spackle in those
HD
spot marks.
ruined a lot of chicks.
That's it. Yeah, it's sort of. Yeah, that's why you got the apps that fix the face.
The limes
You know
ruined
what
this
they need
one.
to make? Soft blur glasses. You know, give everybody that Photoshop sheen.
No, give everybody the TV from the 90s and 80s look. Where, like, you know.
What, big hair?
No, where the fuzziness covered up all the mistakes that God made. You know what I mean? Once upon a time, like if you look at some old school square TV, you're like, oh, she's hot. And then you get to HD and you're like, oh, it's like when you're in a club and at 2 a.m. they turn the light on.
It's like when
And
the
you're like,
beer.
oh.
It's basically like when the alcohol wears off.
Yeah, or that. So in other words, you're talking about just like everyday beer goggles. Like
Yeah.
beer goggles for the everyday.
Yeah.
You know?
I wish there was something like that I can put in my ear so I could listen to people talk.
Just
enjoy
noise
what they're
canceling.
saying.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
beer goggles for your mind.
Yeah, or beer
I
goggles
guess
for your
that's
ears.
just drugs.
It's called
Yeah.
ecstasy.
It's
yeah.
called
Right,
drugs.
yeah. It makes everything awesome. It makes everything sound awesome, feel awesome. Why don't we just pump that in everybody's brain all day long?
I
mean,
don't want.
Just
I don't
pump
want
it right into the water
crowds of
supply.
people on ecstasy just surrounding me.
I imagine it gets very humpy and sweaty if it's a lot. You know what I mean?
It's
because
a
people don't know
lot
what's
of
going on.
KFC gravy.
People don't know what's going
Yeah, if
on.
you don't tell them that they're on ecstasy, they're not just going to start humping. They'll be like,
I'm
so I really
confused and
feel like
horny."
humping. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
right,
Sure.
right. They're going to call their buddies.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
They're gonna check Craigslist.
Yeah. That's the best thing to do when you're high on ecstasy. Get on Craigslist. Start making demands. So, speaking of the news, this weather forecaster, this was in Ireland, I think. He was
This liar.
he was fired because he was trying to say, I don't know what's weathermen over there in that area, but he was fired because he was trying to do the news and he was talking about how windy it was. So he set it up so that when he started talking about how windy it was,
when he like farted,
a sound effect of loud farts was going off, but he was acting like he was the guy doing it. He was like, oh, and
I could see why
it was funny.
I could see why the general stodgy fucking conservative public would find that offensive.
To me that the weather guy is always the one that feels left out.
He's the guy that's trying
to has to make the biggest waves because he's like on the side. He's not on the desk talking
he's the
about
most hated person on earth next to like, you know, police officers and
well he said if Mr. Bean or Benny Hill farts, everyone laughs. But now a big deal's being made about this.
If a dwarf is running around a wedding with Benny Hill music playing, everyone just looks the other way.
Yeah, everyone just snickers off on their own. But no, yeah. And then he wrote, "It's turned out I can't do the weather. I need to find work." And then he had a feeling broken emoticon on Facebook.
Poor guy.
I'll tell you what. I'll have this guy do the fucking weather for Awesome Talk if he wants.
Shit, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
he could just
why
Skype
doesn't he start
in?
his own YouTube weather channel at that point?
Dude, he'd make a killing. He'd make the killing doing his own weather channel, man.
Shit, you know?
Yeah, do comedy weather, but make it real weather. I mean, if you're a meteorologist,
right, you know how to figure the shit out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to a
tell
point.
me about
you know?
the fucking jet stream and you can fart all you fucking want. Just be accurate.
Right.
That's all I want is accurate weather.
Yeah, what the fuck happened to the weather? Fucking, it's the predictions are
whack.
They're so much worse now than it seems like they used to be. Really.
Yeah, it's way worse.
I used to be able to like look a day out and be like, okay, they kind of know what's going on.
Yeah.
And now it's just
tomorrow's
like,
gonna be good for golf.
I don't know.
And
what
then
the
it
fuck's
isn't.
happening.
You're like, what the fuck?
Never know anymore.
All right, Sarah, what do you got? What's next?
So this dude got real wasted.
It's always a great start to any story.
You know how people buy shit when they're... Oh, I'm sorry. Not really wasted.
It's not the yak story, is it?
It was on Ambien. Yeah.
Yeah, the yak story's not real.
Really?
Yeah, they
it's
debunked
sad
it.
To me, really, because God, I like saw news reports on it.
Yeah,
and, like,
I know.
Like
I know.
it's on like legit news places.
HuffPo came out and they were like, "Yeah, sorry, that didn't really happen."
Here's something
I'll
that
be
happened.
honest with you. If HuffPo says something isn't real, I don't go, "Oh, that's
no, I
solid."
agree with you. I agree with you.
I fucking hate HuffPo.
I mean, HuffPo's the only one who said it wasn't real as far as I could find, so they could be fucking wrong. I mean, it's like the guy with the bovine eyeballs in the ass.
What about
some
him?
people said that story was fake, and then you had other people coming out going, nah.
No,
or the
I've done
chick. Or the 3-tit chick.
Well,
There's
chick, she that was fake. I thought that's what.
hold up. Now news
Yeah,
reports
that
came out that said it was
definitely.
fake. Followed up by news reports that said the articles that said it was fake were fake.
This is
That
ridiculous.
she's really got 3 tits.
Why
we don't know
layers,
what's going on
layers,
anymore,
layers.
dude. We don't know what's going
I
on. 3 tits, bovine eyeballs.
I do have some reality for you. A couple episodes back, I was listening in a little bit here and there, and you know, you and Rick Barry were talking about a little bit of finger blasting going on in the
Finger
aisles
blasting
of,
everywhere, dude.
There's
Wait,
actually
what?
a name
About
for that.
what?
Finger banging. I remember I
finger
brought up.
blast.
Yeah, Rick Barry was on. I talked about how there's like rampant finger banging going on in public.
Yeah, like just
Okay.
like there's actually a Japanese term for it, and it's a popular prank in Japan. It is called concho. That is the technical term
Fingering
for it.
someone?
As a joke.
Finger
Like I run up
blast-
to a chick and I'm like,
It is
this
very,
is a joke.
It is very popular among elementary and middle school children, and they finger blast each other in the hallways. You know, they finger blast them in the asses,
Sure.
and it's a prank, and it's just considered a
If
lighthearted
anything
joke.
like that ever happened, I would break that fucker's
We're
fingers.
talking about Japan.
I don't give a
it's-
shit.
Anything goes. That's what they call it. Anything goes Tokyo, you know? I don't know if that's what they call it, but
But I just thought you'd find that interesting. That is a.
It's a
that's
thing,
That's
huh?
a thing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a real thing.
so
That
so you
actually-
run up to somebody, just hammer your finger up their ass
Yeah,
and
just,
swat.
well, yeah, you just fucking jam. You know, you
It sounds like a sexual assault. That's what it sounds like.
Exactly
yeah.
what it sounds like. But
Yeah.
you know, I guess it's among innocent school children.
Innocent school
you
children,
know,
so what could go wrong?
You know,
I mean, nobody is more innocent than a school child.
Right.
I mean, I think back to
Right.
my schoolboy days of yore.
Right.
And you know, I was the most innocent of children.
Right,
Sure.
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 No, you weren't.
When I was pushing people down and
And I was
I don't know.
pretending I was kidnapped.
Yeah.
There was that guy on the bus that was smelling every girl's hair, and I was, he turned out to be kind of
Ew.
weird later on. That was.
hey, hold still.
Yeah.
The
Hold
worst
still.
people that you come in contact with when you're a kid are the people that give off the pedo vibes that don't do things to you, but you know
That
what they're like.
under certain
Like,
circumstances,
I don't know if
yeah.
because you guys are dudes, you haven't had, you
I haven't
didn't, you
had
never
that.
encountered
I've
that as
never-
a kid. But
I've only
it is
noticed some
the
a
worst
gay dude
feeling.
trying to feel me out with his gaydar once, and that
Were
was.
you in Japan?
No, I was.
Were you
I
at
was.
school?
I was jogging in a.
Jogging?
I was,
In
yeah,
your
I was
short jogging shorts?
And he was
Were
walking.
you
his
giving him a
dog,
show?
And he had sunglasses on, and somehow I knew that he checked me out up and down.
And he was like, "Nah, see."
And I felt the gaydar vibe, and I was like, nope.
Yep.
Your
Your butthole tingled.
No,
Yeah, a
no.
little
You're
bit.
gonna have
I
to
was
take
like,
me out
no,
for a nice meal
no,
first,
wrong,
sir.
Wrong dude.
I am a lady.
What, you think you can get in these short shorts
It was-
that easily?
It felt a little bizarre.
And then he surprise
Felt a little
fingers you, and
bizarre
you're
that I
like,
knew
"Whoa,
that.
this isn't
Right.
Japan."
And then he
Yeah.
speaks to
Be
you in
like,
another
"Fucker."
language, and he offers you money to show your tits,
Right.
and then to blow him,
And then to scare
starts
some kids.
and then to
playing-
fuck him. Yeah.
Starts playing Benihana, wanting me to run around.
Yeah,
in a-
right,
in a
right.
bow tie.
Benihana?
Yeah.
Right.
And he's trying to get into your Benihana. That's what I think. Stones, you've had a vasectomy.
I did. It was
Which,
amazing.
by the way, I call you an American hero for
amazing.
doing so.
It is true.
I'm extremely happy that occurred.
I'm so happy that it occurred. And not just because I don't want you breeding anymore, but I don't want anybody breeding anymore.
Right.
No one should breed.
So this guy went and he got a vasectomy.
Right.
And there's a doctor who in Ireland that this happened. Hold on.
He's brothers with the weather guy.
Yeah. Well, this doctor gives vasectomies, and when he's done, he gives his patients a little going away present.
Okay.
Which is a little package.
A little scrotum in a tube.
It's a little package called "My Husband's Nuts," and it's mixed nuts with a little note that says, "Go home, relax, and enjoy your nuts."
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
some
It's a
people
little
have
lighthearted.
some people have reported they are offended by this.
I
Well, then
hate
don't go to the
everyone.
doctor, asshole.
That's what I said,
fucking
right?
hate
Fucking write it
everyone.
up into your Yelp
Everyone
report
is such
and
a
fucking
bitch, man.
Everyone
Shut
is such-
the fuck
everybody
up and
wants
stay
their-
the fuck home.
I'd rather have a doc. I mean, I would find it funny, but I could imagine certain people not finding that amusing. But fuck them.
Like,
Don't
you
go to
just
that doctor
paid that
then.
guy to fucking
You know?
fondle your balls for
You know?
45 minutes. I think he's allowed to make a fucking joke to deal with the fact that he had to look at your shit.
Yeah, they had to slice a hole in your nut sack.
Like, let him have that fucking small pleasure for fuck's sake.
Besides, it's a joke. The guy's just trying to be personable. That's
Right,
all, you know.
right,
Like,
yeah.
hey, guess
Yeah, a
what?
little
This is
lighthearted
pretty
humor.
funny. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Be like, "Nah."
It's kind of like the
Yeah.
extra stitch. Every
Yeah.
time your girl pops out a kid, you ask for the extra stitch. You know.
beg for the extra
Right,
stitch
you
because
know?
her fucking asshole has been split up the fucking all the way to the belly button.
Well, hopefully professionally slit. That's definitely the better
well,
way.
let's because if it rips like down the
Oh,
down
yeah,
the
it just
thighs,
it doesn't come back.
as if like
Down
the
the
seam.
thighs?
Yeah, imagine like the seams of your jeans just blew apart like a grenade went off in your pants.
like
that
as
would
if
be
there
a
was
nightmare.
never any rivets in your jeans to begin with.
Yeah, it just
I only wear rivetless jeans.
the little children in Asia who made your pants for 14 cents an hour with 6 fingers fucked up, and now your pants are falling apart. That's
Well, they
that's
were
like a
using the
shattered
other 3
vagina.
fingers to shoo away the fucking dick in the other
concho?
classroom that's trying to finger them.
Just try to imagine, if you will, Sarah. A woman giving birth to quintuplets, but like all at once.
Yeah.
It's not just gonna rip you perpendicular.
No.
It's gonna rip
It's
everything.
gonna
Like
be
it's
like
gonna
a-
rip you down to the knee cartilage.
Like an inverted volcanic eruption.
yeah, right.
This is only one of the many
And before
reasons people shouldn't have children.
It's a very good reason because nobody wants their thigh
See,
skin
think
just
about
flapping
this.
in the breeze.
Like, what more of a life lesson and a warning sign do you need? Like people want to get married, and the reason why is because they think about the good part. Oh, the wedding's going to be beautiful, and we
Sure,
love each other so
sure.
much
all
right
a fucking
now.
big
No one
dream.
ever thinks, in 30 years, am I really going to be this motherfucker? I'm not going to be able to take him forever. And it's like, but with children, it's like, the first thing that happens is already horrific. Like, isn't that a warning? Like, the first thing that happens is your body becomes a disgusting landfill, and then your vagina pops in half. Like,
yeah, right.
That should be the sign that it's not going to end well. Like, it started off shitty.
Sure, we might as well be the last generation, as far as I'm concerned.
I found a great closure to divorce after a lot of years.
A party?
Well, no. Well, yeah. I mean, of course. But
Sure.
I thought of a great closure to divorce. It was fuck, I can't remember it now because you fucking threw me off.
A gunshot wound to the temple?
No. Oh, the great closure to divorce is apparently you never knew the motherfucker because you didn't end up together. So you never knew him to begin with because you made the vows to stay together forever, and obviously, what the fuck do you know? You don't know them.
Or maybe it's just a bunch of sentimental bullshit in the end of the day. You know what I mean?
But I like my version better.
I don't know. After my finalized divorce, I was like, I'm going to frame this piece of paper.
Yeah, no.
I got it in a safe, fireproof safe. With,
Despite
under lock and key.
Despite warnings, this is the channel 16 news in motherfucking somewhere. Despite warnings, children continue to eat laundry detergent packets.
I saw that bullshit. I was like,
and I
think about how good your breath would smell.
Oh,
they
man.
look
sure.
Especially if it was Tide.
And plus, you know, by the way, if a kid chomps down on that and decides to swallow the whole thing,
it's probably the cleanest your kid will ever be.
It's probably best to start over and get a new one anyway.
No, don't start over. No more kids.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just, hey guys, nice try.
Listen, it's best to just let that one go.
Look, there's a reason they wash your mouth out with soap when you're a kid. It tastes like shit. So if the kid's just chewing through the rubber, like we're talking about those little Tide packets, the one that, like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, right?
You're talking about.
Kids just munching through it like it's grizzle.
It's a piece of candy.
Yeah, like it's grizzle. But the second that shit hits your mouth, the right reaction
is
is
out. Right.
But if the kid's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna fight through this. I'm gonna finish what I fucking started here. Yeah, it might be just best to just let him go. Let him go. You know, the Poison Control Center's calls increased from
328%.
And it's all from one house.
Yeah, it's just one kid that
one asshole kid that wants to
like,
stop.
why won't this kid die?
Yeah. It's like people continuously eat McDonald's.
Feeding him fucking these packets.
I keep feeding him these packets
and
and
he
he's
just
like
keeps living.
And he smells amazing. Like he's just like, it's like he's sweating Tide.
He is.
You know? Like when we want our clothes cleaned, we make him wear them and then have him run around the house a few dozen times.
Like a midget.
Yeah, like a midget running to some Benny Hill music. Yeah. It's a dwarf, Stones.
It's a,
don't be offensive.
Just shut
don't be
up with
offensive.
that shit.
All right?
It's not a fucking. Is it really offensive?
I don't know.
Really
I'm not a little person. I don't have any frame of
why
reference.
did that become offensive? Wasn't that like an actual what was it? Was dwarf the actual medical term, or was midget the actual medical term? Because
dwarf is the medical term.
Was never a medical.
Midget's not a medical term.
When I was fucking young, midget was accepted.
I think the reason
when we were young,
changed?
faggot was accepted. You know what I mean?
But I understand what changed with the word faggot because it came with a negative connotation.
I think that's what happened with midget.
That's what happened with midget.
What do you mean?
Well, I think that at some point it went
people
from
walking up to midgets going, "You fucking midget!"
Yeah,
like,
exactly
and that was derogatory.
And then they invented midget tossing.
Yeah. You know, like that's what happened. Really,
yeah,
that's
well,
how it went
what
down.
I think happened.
Sure.
I mean, I'm no fucking
because
historian.
I can't imagine.
I'm not a midget historian.
Like, there's a bunch of people that beat up gay people, and they're like, "You fucking faggot," and they get stabbed and shit. I doubt someone's like, "You fucking midget," and stabbing a midget.
But wait a minute, Stones.
Using the word midget.
But picking up a little person and be like, "Hey, let's do some midget tossing."
Yeah,
like, because it's more lighthearted or celebratory.
Are you talking lighthearted? Or are you talking? Are they compensated to do that?
Compensated?
Yes.
Are they paid?
I'm sorry we threw you. I'm sorry we threw you.
Don't say that bullshit. They are fucking compensated. Bars have midget tossing competitions, and those motherfuckers come and get paid.
Yeah, they get make bank.
It's not like midget tossing competitions where they scour the neighborhoods and
it doesn't
knock
make
on
it
the
okay.
doors.
Yeah, it's not like they got a fucking poster hanging up out the side of their shitty pickup truck next to their fucking Confederate flag,
Their
tossing
tiny pickup truck.
down alleys or some
But
shit.
discrimination doesn't always mean hate and beatings.
Yes, it
No,
does.
it doesn't. Discrimination comes in all forms.
It's a side effect of it for sure. It
Yeah.
always is a side effect of it. Hate and discrimination equals beatings and
It
bullshit.
doesn't always equal
Wait,
beatings.
Name one circumstance outside of this midget situation where it is
Midgets.
fucking where that's the case. Name one other
women making less money than men is discrimination.
Yeah, but there's no derogatory term for that. We should make one.
That's a good idea.
Here's your cunt pay. Here, we're gonna pay you with bitch rates. Do you feel better now, Blindy? Do you feel better?
Norwegian black death metal band.
Just got a pile of
Oh,
sticks on the cover. Just a pile of intertangled sticks.
Shut up, Moops. How about that?
We are back, folks. I think we are back. Hold on. Hopefully I did everything right.
What's that anonymous thing say on the wall? Is that an anonymous or is that from the movie?
It was something that someone gave us, and we just put it on the wall. I don't know what the fuck it says because it was like a million years ago that that someone put
I'm
it there.
blind, so I can't see that shit at all.
Where is it?
I barely see words on it.
Oh, well, anyway.
You need your eye trumpet so you can see.
People
that.
should not be afraid of their government. Government should be afraid of their people.
That's a good intro.
Yeah, I think so. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Austin Talk Season 10, Episode 5, on September 25th, 2018.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's a long time. Hold on, I gotta get a beer. Somebody continue.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yes. Okay. I have no
It's like your
idea.
favorite subject, isn't it?
Well, it's much more my favorite than the rap battle subject. So
We're talking about the rap battle.
Rap battle.
I enjoyed it. I had no idea what was going on.
But also, I'm just
I'm
excited
sad
about
that
this
Cannabis
movie. I'm
lost
really
his rap
looking
battle
forward
with
to
Eminem.
it.
When is it?
I really am.
likely
I
going
thought
to be
Cannabis would
coming out?
destroy him.
I think
Let's
it
come
doesn't-
back.
I
We'll
think
come back.
it doesn't
Filming it
come
now?
out until 2019,
And he just
and
dropped
it
the
might
ball
be
so bad.
fall 2019. I think so. That sucks. But
Now that we're back, I want to talk
Second.
about Joaquin Phoenix, but let's do a classic around the bar. So I'm going to say something about myself and something. I'm going to say my name and something about myself. My name is Rick, and I thought the Punisher series on Netflix was really good.
I'm Dan, and I had a really weird dream last night.
I guess it's my turn. I'm Pat, and
Let me just tell you 2 points of my dream real quick. Sorry.
no, go
sure.
for it.
It involved Chris Farley,
Okay.
And-
That was that.
I'm in.
I'm locked in now.
and then I'll just tell you 1 point. All right, now continue around the bar.
No, you
Well,
can't
you
just
can't
stop.
just-
We'll
right
get
there.
to
What
it.
the
We'll
hell?
get to it. We'll get to it. It's like a little.
It's a teaser, Jared.
Because I felt like a
Pat.
weirdo. Being like, I had a weird dream last night. I had to give a little bit. So
All right,
I
all
don't
right,
think-
that's
Thank
fine.
you, Mike Jolix. Go ahead.
I'm Pat, and I want to hear the rest of the story. That's what I want to hear.
That's a personal point. Fern.
It would have been amazing if you had said that before he said that.
Oh man, we gotta plan next time.
I didn't know we were doing another round of bar.
Yeah, well.
Okay. Well, then,
here we go. Be lively.
In that case.
Come on, be lively.
Your turn.
Your turn.
I won't say whose turn because that's,
Your job.
spoiler.
Yeah, fuck it up now.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, you're gonna say your name is something about yourself.
Oh, I'm Jared, and this sounds really bad, but I fucking forgot.
Okay.
We're at the edge of our seats here.
Yeah. Yeah.
He fucks bitches and shaves ghosts.
Shaves
Yes.
ghosts. Fuck bitches, shave ghosts. By the way, that's an Awesome Talk influenced shirt.
And okay, that is another thing. I just got a USC Nostromo shirt,
Okay.
which
That's
I'm
dope.
really happy about.
Can you explain?
No.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Okay. All right.
Look it up.
And your turn there, or what?
I'm Sarah, and I really like Dan's shirt.
Hey, thanks.
I keep looking over at it. I think it's
I
funny.
actually got it in Roswell, my second time there.
Really?
This time when we were there, we also made it a point to go to the Dolce base in New Mexico. Someone's going to correct me if I don't say it right there. Azuleta mountain range or something like that. We definitely, I put it on Instagram and I made sure that it was funny. But we actually got as far as we could. When we flew out to Phoenix at that time, it snowed in the desert, so everything turned to mud. But we actually, when we started pulling up to the Dolce base, it's literally in the middle of nowhere, and then you just see this mountain, and there's you guys know what the Dolce base is? Oh.
It's like a soup.
No, the Dolce base is.
Don't say
that. It's like
This whole time he was talking about soup.
It's
we're all like, when did the turnips go
You
in?
add the meat, you cook the brown meat in first, and then if you want to add the curry, whatever. No, it's like
meat.
Area 51 on steroids.
Okay.
It's like the supposedly it's the alien base that the aliens share with the government.
Okay.
So the United States government's only allowed to go down 13 floors, but then there's something like 100 floors that keep going, and that's where all the experiments that you're not allowed to see happen, and it's pretty fucked up and freaky.
Where?
And there was like in Dolce, New
It's
Mexico.
kind of like CCOM. You can only go down so many floors.
I want to
The
say,
rest was
I know I'm going to screw up the names because there's a lot of names, and I'm so far out of the game, but Cooper, the guy's name is Cooper. Apparently he worked there, and then the aliens and the humans got in a fight, and he lost his fingers. That was gonna be a good one. And he wound up dying in the '90s trying to expose it. So I was like,
Wait,
hey,
who? Cooper, you said?
Yeah,
William Cooper?
No,
Okay.
Who wrote Behold the Pale Horse?
yeah, it could be
Okay.
him.
Yeah, I have his book.
I have that. Dolce Baseball. The Archuleta. I almost got it right.
My new thing at work when someone says, "Hey, you know who Tim Baldwin is?" I go, "Wait, the Tim Baldwin?"
And then you
And
say,
they go,
I'd answer that, but you drop something.
No. No. They go, oh, well, you know him? No.
Phil Schneider. Sorry.
Okay,
I
sorry.
know. I get him. Like I said, I knew I was gonna get it.
Sure.
And someone's gonna call me out later for not knowing my shit. But we were driving home, and I was like, "Hey, Dolce's like 20 miles that way. Let's just go." And so I don't know if you guys ever been out west or anything like that.
Somewhat.
I've been doing
But there's
that.
literally nothing.
Forever. Yeah.
So
It's like
we're
cornfields
driving
and
closer
bullshit.
to Dolce, and it's like, yeah, Dolce, population like 400 or whatever. But you get there, and like you just see the mountain range that supposedly this base is at, and it's just covered in satellites and like big ones. So much to the point, like we had such a moment there that we all decided to get matching tattoos. We did on the way home. We never got it.
You made the decision, but you didn't follow.
But no,
through?
actually, I just talked to him last week.
why
We're
did
actually going to
you
still get it. But what happened was we were actually driving, and so you pull in, and we see the mountain. Like, we don't care anything about the town, because the town is nothing. It's not even, there's no main street, there's no nothing, there's no supermarket. Like, you wonder how these people live.
Right.
Because, like, we're like, all right, there's the
You
mountain. We
make
we
mashed
know
potatoes.
that's it. We know that's where we want to go. So you just keep going, and as you get closer, all of a sudden, like, maybe like 200 homes just pop up. Just kind of like out of X-Files.
What are those people like?
Well, they all wear suits. They're all in suits. They all
Yeah,
drive
all the time?
Nissan Muranos, and they're all there. It's very cookie cutter house ish.
Cooker Cuddy?
Cooker cutties. Yep.
Those.
But and we're like,
I
wow,
love
this is
those
really
guys.
weird. It's like everyone's wearing a suit here, but there's nowhere to work. So like we keep going closer to this
Well,
mountain.
that's no reason
They
to not
get
be
shuttled to
professional.
work.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but, and we're like at the base of the mountain now.
So wait.
But
Dude, it's just like Sarah Connor Chronicles.
it was literally crazy. And then when we got close enough where we're like, we can actually walk to it within like a minute, like it's a football field away. The concrete road stops and turns to like dirt
I
roads.
feel bad for them.
But it had been snowing the whole time, so
Sure.
it was mud.
Right.
And we were in a rental van. I was like, I can just see us
These people that
dying
live
here.
there and-
We're gonna
Right.
we're gonna get stuck in the mud, and this is where we become the next human experiments for the aliens.
Right. They're gonna fucking sew you together, mouth to
Right.
asshole,
Oh, I didn't expect
and then
that
mouth to
sentence.
asshole again.
Centipede.
Hold on, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
We can keep talking, but yeah, the Dolce bit. I don't know how I started talking about this. What
Dolce?
I said I like your shirt.
So it's
Oh,
caramel.
right. I actually went there.
And
What state?
now it's gonna recycle.
This is Arizona.
That's
New
New
Mexico.
Mexico.
New Mexico, both New Mexico. Yeah.
Oh, both New Mexico. Bless you.
God bless you, Jared. God bless you.
The Lord does
Here you
bless
go.
you.
How dare
I got
you
out of the
say
car and made
Holy
sure
shit,
they.
that's a
There's
place
so
where you get
nearly
raped to death
escaped
in
Right.
the street.
And I ran down and I made it look like I was running away from the mountain, being like, "Oh, they almost got me."
What's that little thing you got? You're holding on the back there.
And now it's gonna become real life for somebody.
Oh, it's like a holder thing, and then it collapses, and then you can use it to like watch your movie.
Wait, they collapse?
I told you they
I
collapsed.
didn't know that, Stu, because I have a hard time holding my phone, and
Yo.
he gave me one of those, and I was like, that would be really useful, but the nub is so fucking big.
I
that
want-
it would
Sometimes
be
the nub's
annoying.
too big, and that's
Right.
the
But
biggest
like, I
problem
didn't
you
know
have
that
on
you
your
can
hands.
push it
Yeah,
in.
you can collapse it,
That
goes back in your
changes
pocket.
everything.
Yeah, it's like I just
Show
hold
them the
it.
nub.
Hold it. Like
Enough
this.
about the nub.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, it collapses.
Never enough.
And
about
you
that
can just
nub.
take it off like it's nothing.
It's never a nub.
It's never. Oh
I
snap!
love
Never
nub.
know.
I hate.
Hold on, I have a feeling there's a bunch of comments on a completely different video feed that I'm. Oh my god, there is. Holy.
Oh yeah, this blew up. Before
Wait,
I came over, I was making sure we
are
were
we
still
live
on tonight
right
because of
now?
the weather. And then I was like,
You
wow,
are
he's got
live,
like
yeah.
We are
100
live. Okay, awesome.
comments on that.
Yeah, man, like it's been blowing
I
up,
think
dude.
it's-
Okay, so look, let's. So I want to go back to. Wait, are you doing your story or was it?
Oh yeah, no, that was it. Like, I don't know why we were talking about. Oh, the shirt, and I made sure I was going to Dolce.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Dolce was real. There's satellites and antennas everywhere, so something definitely is happening there. Guys in suits in the middle of nowhere. It's whatever. It is
What are
what it
they
is.
doing in suits? Where are they getting the suits?
Maybe that's part of their like AI stuff.
Maybe they live
Child
in
labor.
a cookie cutter town and they're all suit makers and you guys are all fooled.
And they're just. It's just a suit economy.
Yeah, it's just
just a suit
it's just
economy.
a fucking it's just an
Trade
it's an
suits.
enclave of tailors.
They have
That's
ties,
it.
you know, for dollars.
It's a cacophony of style.
There's a cobbler. Cacophony.
No, there was no there's no stores to do any of this.
No,
it
no,
was
no,
literally
they just
nothing.
hang out and
200
make
houses,
suits.
a mountain with satellites. That's all it was. The houses didn't go anywhere. Like I don't know where. There's no restaurant. There's no supermarket for hundreds of miles. It was literally nothing. 200 houses, mountain with satellites. What the fuck?
Dude, that must fucking suck. Oh, okay,
Sucks.
so
It must be
Exactly.
so
Well,
amazing
depending on
to
what's
be
on
that
in the
far
mountain.
away
How-
from society.
how close is the closest store?
There's stores.
Maybe like
inside.
20 miles. I think it was a town called like Magna or Magnum.
20 miles?
Something like that. At
Okay,
least.
that's not that
They
bad.
got,
But
they got
it wasn't
store
like a
inside
super,
that
wasn't a
fucking
grocery
place,
store.
probably.
Like I don't know where these people get the food.
Beer?
Yeah, you can probably get some.
Yeah,
Chick-fil-A
okay.
Or something.
You can always get beer, Jared. This is America.
They're probably
Right.
just robots walking around.
not
Yeah.
what he's talking about.
Can we go back to Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah, we haven't even started watching.
Speaking of
these.
Phoenix.
We haven't even started about Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay,
you
so
fucking
we were talking about
degenerate.
Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker, right? Now, Joaquin Phoenix to me seems like
Rick loves Joaquin Phoenix.
I love Joaquin Phoenix.
See, told you.
In the same exact way that I love Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover saw Chemtrail play. You know.
I don't.
What?
Oh
What?
my god!
What do you mean Crispin Glover
I am
saw
such
Chemtrail
a
play?
giant
We,
Crispin Glover fan.
It
That
was
man.
2007. Chemtrail had a release show for Via Satellite, our first record, and it was at the Asbury Lanes. But this was when the Fast Lanes was still open. And Crispin
Uh-huh.
Glover debuted his movie there or something like that, and he was actually there. For
What
the
is
movie.
it?
Fuck!
What?
What is it?
I don't know.
That's his movie.
Oh, was that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he obviously was there doing his own thing, and then we went on super late, and he just came over and checked out the band.
Dude, Crispin
That's
Glover
awesome.
is the shit, dude.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
The shit.
Totally.
Dude, and here's the thing, man. She doesn't agree with me, but I kind of feel like, okay, so you have a Crispin Glover, Joaquin Phoenix level, Okay, these are the types of guys who not only are like play a role, but they become the role to like almost a psychotic degree.
Yeah, psychotic.
Right? So, I kind of think that Shia LaBeouf belongs in the same category. She doesn't agree with me.
I don't
He was
know,
my
I
favorite.
don't care
I have
about
a little
it. Like,
sister
that's
who's
the
almost.
problem. Like, I don't.
No.
My little sister's 8 years younger than me, so what was the show he was on Disney Channel when?
I know, they were all on the same show that turned them on the Maniacs later. In
No,
life.
but he had his own show.
Shia LaBeouf had his own show on
Yeah.
the Disney Channel.
Yeah, it was
His
incredible.
own show?
Hold on, let me.
It's called Camera Shy.
Well, regardless.
Oh!
No, it wasn't called Camera Shy. How do you spell his first name? S-H-A?
I like how
Very
like
carefully.
anyone
I
could
see.
have
Did you
possibly
see
thought
that
I
movie
meant
with
it.
Jim Carrey as like the homeless guy that's pushing the cart around in like some weird like setting and like
No, but I'm into anything Jim Carrey does. So if you have a recommendation from me, I'm
I don't
definitely
know
gonna
what it's
take
called. What is that called?
Well, that's helpful.
Yeah, somebody's got to know it. I don't know, but
it. If anybody knows it,
Come on, step up.
yeah.
Jim Carrey. He's
Are
like,
those Rolling Rock? Yes, Mike Jolitz. Those are Rolling Rock. Thank you. He loves the show. Thank you, Mike. But listen, man, Joaquin. So anyway, Joaquin Phoenix is a good fucking choice for the Joker because again, he's the type of guy who lives a
Even
role.
Stevens.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean it.
No, go ahead.
So she was a kid, and he had his own show on Disney Channel or whatever.
He
And
had a show called
yeah,
Even
and it was so fucking funny that I'm in my 20s and I'm watching this. I'm like, this kid is gonna be like a megastar. He has to be because he was just so naturally funny as an actor that I would watch it with my little sister. Meanwhile, I'm smoking pot all the time, and playing in the band and stuff like that. But like, he was good. He was good. So anyway, sorry, I'm.
You know what it is, man? Is he just made a few missteps that kind of fucked him up, like the Indiana Jones movie, which has come up a dozen times. But
Have you seen
the leather jacket you had to wear all the time. It's just like, come on, what's
but how can you not love some of the things he's done? Like he did a thing where he like did like a marathon of his own movies for 24 hours and invited people to punch him in the face all night. Or something.
That
like,
stupid Trump thing he was doing, though, that was kind of...
What was the Trump thing?
He was like, I'm going to do this for the next 4 years. Like, stand there on the side of a street.
Yeah, right.
Into a camera.
Which he definitely wasn't going to do.
Yeah, but like after like the 10th hour, you're like, man.
Yeah, like, oh, I really...
My mouth was bigger than...
Then,
my
how many
brain
views
on
did I
this-
get? Okay, that's enough.
I really shouldn't have said that one.
Like, come on.
Yeah, shouldn't have said that one.
Like, even if I agree with what you're saying, I don't support that kind
No,
of
but
stuff.
Okay.
Because you're not going to follow through.
Sure,
with it.
yeah, right.
Even
Exactly.
2000, 2003, but it's like
2003 was like when the 90s were
he's like a
fizzling
fucking
out.
like little like zombie.
Wow, he's like a little kid,
yeah,
dude.
it's crazy, but he was so fucking funny as a kid.
She won't watch the fucking the one.
Do not keep that on your
the
phone.
Indiana Jones, the last Indiana Jones movie. She won't watch it.
I'm listening
Sorry,
to you.
I don't
No.
need to have everything I live ruined.
It's kind of bad.
It's
It's
definitely
the worst
bad.
thing that ever happened. But I watched. We brought it up before, but I've watched the Terminator Salvation because she told me how bad it was. I watched
Yeah, but
it on
you
purpose
didn't
to
have
know.
to.
But I needed to understand it.
How bad it was.
How bad it was, and it
Christian
was
Bale
bad.
is the fucking pits.
And
man.
I argued with somebody recently who had said that it was a good Terminator movie because it brought us to the war, and that's what everybody wants. But I don't really think that's what a Terminator movie is. I think a Terminator movie is John Connor or whoever trying to stop the future
war,
from happening.
yeah, exactly.
So as bad as you want to see it,
That means all that stuff was irrelevant if the wars happened.
Yeah, but if
on
the
this
fucking
side.
Terminator even exists, everything's irrelevant anyway.
word.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's just a big loop.
Oh right, yeah,
Yep.
it just keeps.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
Well, I mean, at some point, well, in Sarah Connor Chronicles, he, John basically fucking flat out says, like, we are just pushing it back. Like, it's gonna happen. It's just when does it happen?
Madison said, "What is it? What are your guys' thoughts on Cosby going to jail
He
today?"
went to jail for 10 years, right?
Yeah.
3 to
Yeah.
10.
That's,
Ha 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 is my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Dude,
He gets an appeal after what, a year though.
Yeah. Well,
Something
whatever.
like that.
but dude,
Come on.
okay.
But here's the thing that matters, man. A guy like him, just having his fucking life disrupted this late, his fucking
I read-
reputation tarnished this late.
It's been
My
tarnished by
my last bar when we were camping in Maine last month was spent on a wild conspiracy theory that Bill Cosby was about to buy NBC or ABC, one of those two.
Yeah.
And to shut it down, they framed him with all this.
Wait, can I
because
just
he
tell you
wanted
something?
to do. He
Yeah.
wanted to expose news for what it was.
Can I just
and
tell you
then-
something? So MGK's.
He doesn't have the mental faculties.
And I
at the
can't even
moment to,
imagine
like,
how much money he would have to have saved up to buy a fucking station
Not
like
when
that.
he's
And why the
spending all
fuck
his
would
money
anybody
on
in his 80s
roofies.
Yeah, well, yeah, right, sure.
But I immediately,
that
I
guy's rich as
I disbelieved
fucking
it at
hell.
first just because the amount of money that it would cost to do something like that. But
Yeah.
then again,
You'd have to
someone
give up
threw it
your
out
whole
there.
pudding pop fortune.
That guy,
Your Fat
that
Albert
guy
legacy.
bought
True.
every episode of the Little Rascals, and you'll not see it again until he dies and they
Yeah.
re-release him.
So maybe he does have money, and maybe there is some.
The
truth
creators
to
of
what-
Rick and Morty.
He does have money. It's Bill fucking Cosby.
It's Bill Cosby.
He's
Dude,
billion.
he's worth money.
No, no,
Every
But to
mo-
be
every
to
minute
buy
he's
a whole
alive.
I wouldn't
channel
say billions, but he's got
to be
lots.
to be like George Soros level kind of thing.
Totally, 100%.
You think Bill Cosby could do that?
I think
Well,
Bill Cosby's
yeah.
worth money by being alive.
No, he's like millions.
Yeah, I'd say
Soros
millions.
is probably billions.
High.
I think Soros is
Millions.
Yeah,
billions.
But how much power does Bill Cosby really need? You know what I'm saying? Like so.
Well, but
Nice.
the whole conspiracy was Bill Cosby wanted to buy the network to stop race baiting, for example.
I need to tell you two
making
things.
like so that Trump stopped saying fake news to
Sure,
everything.
but I
You
gotta
know
tell you
what
two
mean?
things. Two things that really
That's
bother
not
me.
gonna happen.
One, I was at Art All Night this year, and where there was a massive
Right,
shooting.
yeah,
Right.
right, yeah.
The next
Joe was here.
morning, the next fucking morning, I went on Twitter, and there was a whole fucking feed about how it was a hoax and it didn't happen.
That definitely
Like I know people who were like grazed by bullets. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And like, and then something as stupid as the Eminem Machine Gun Kelly battle, right? There's a whole fucking thing that started up on YouTube now about how MGK's diss track dropped 6 months ago. How did he know that Eminem's album, The Kamikaze, was going to come out? So, like, what's starting to really kind of bother me is that, like,
You're just getting
I was
played.
on board with a lot of this stuff, and I still am in a lot of things that are questions unanswered, and I get
Right.
that, but like, I feel like everybody's doing that to everything lately.
Yeah.
Like something happens, and all of a sudden it's like this massive conspiracy that means something else.
I don't know. This sounds like something you would tell us to try and get us to not pay attention to something.
I mean, the whole Bill Cosby thing. I mean, yeah, if the women are right and he did it and he's going to jail for it, it's
54
terrible.
rapes.
I mean, I just
No,
remember.
that's,
Dave-
if
no,
that's
no.
true,
That
that's
should be
a
the
lot.
name of his
That's
auto-
crazy.
autobiography.
That's not good.
Dave.
It's not a misstep
please,
one night.
Dave-
That's a fucking problem.
And there's
You
other
don't
stories
miss-
about
you
him
don't
making people
misstep
watch
a
him eat
pill into
food and stuff
someone's
like
yeah,
that.
but yeah, but he would like get women to he would like make women watch him eat
Right.
silently. There is something. There's a weird power thing there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
No,
awful.
Dave Chappelle had a joke. He said 54 rapes. Even if you take away 30 of those, that's still 2 dozen rapes.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's terrible. Forget what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get to.
I just did read one story that he was going to buy ABC or NBC, one of those, and
Oh yeah, he probably could have.
But listen, man. Look, Bill Cosby represents something that's
That's
really
kind of like the
important.
Michael Jackson story. About Michael Jackson was trying to.
buy Sony. Well, he already had half of Sony
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
He Michael
And
Jackson's on
you
record saying the CEO of
own-
Sony is
No, no,
actually
oh,
the devil.
no, dude,
like
Michael
literally.
Yeah,
Jackson-
he was saying
I
a
don't-
lot
I
of
don't-
stuff.
How the fuck can he not be?
No, Michael Jackson owned the Beatles stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, word, yeah.
well, it's just kind of ironic to me that the year that Michael Jackson
There's a lot of
died
weird shit
was
about
that he was gonna have his reunion tour, and everyone that was like working on the tour, whether you were like a roadie, a sound guy, or whatever, or like just he would have practice runs, and all he would do would just be ranting about the Illuminati and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like he would just go on these rants forever,
Yeah.
and then he
Trying to
dies.
just tell anybody.
Right.
He was just telling
There's
them.
video. You could YouTube it. Like
Here's the
there's
deal.
actual videos.
There's
of us-
interviews of him.
Here's
Yeah.
the deal.
Yeah.
Like I have a weird sort of thing with like Michael Jackson, where like I just don't get it. I don't get anything that he did.
Fuck Michael Jackson.
That's
is
what
my
she says,
opinion on him.
and I kind of listen to, and what she says is, any grown man that wants to be in bed with kids, we have a fucking problem.
Yeah,
Except
absolutely.
if they're fucking famous, then suddenly it's okay. This is the problem I have with Michael Jackson. Okay, he basically collected.
That is
six,
why he named his child Blanket.
The problem I fucking have with him is
He's under
he
the blanket.
basically collected sick kids and
Yeah.
paid the parents money for the sick kids.
Yeah.
Which, if if in any other situation is called grooming. Like the fucking dude. The people that are fans, their argument is, oh, well, you know, he had the mindset of a kid. It's not weird that he wanted to sleep in the same bed with a kid. It's like, dude, if your fucking kid came home and told you that the fucking 50-year-old neighbor down the street just wanted to sleep in the same bed, you'd fucking go over there and strangle them.
Yeah.
So if it's Michael Jackson, it shouldn't be any fucking different.
Yeah,
Fuck
totally.
that guy.
Well, yeah, I think that's on the parents too, though. Like, why?
It is on the parents,
Yeah,
too.
right.
But
So,
on the other
like,
hand,
a lot.
Agreed.
on the other hand, if you have a sick kid who's dying, you're gonna take the money to try and save the kid. And that's why he's such a fucking predator.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
true.
Yeah. Ultimate predator.
Economic slavery.
Yeah, totally, dude.
Yeah.
100%. And Bill Cosby, man, like look, the other thing about Bill Cosby that's really horrifying to think about is that he represents a certain level of social norms that is really horrifying. Like I was explaining to somebody the other day about how social norms are dangerous. But I was explaining to somebody the other day how social norms are dangerous,
say
right?
the darndest
So
things.
listen, so
Remember that?
Ichabod Mortimer marker thing on Nickelodeon.
we were listening to "Where the Hood At" by DMX the other day, and I like DMX, and I don't think DMX is a bad guy or anything. But that song is about basically killing gay dudes,
Oh,
right?
okay.
How are you gonna justify fucking a man? He says that in the fucking song. Now here's the thing.
Yeah,
That
but
song-
he
that
could be
song-
talking about his
Yeah, but he
girl.
also listen to the rest of the lyrics.
I
okay?
didn't.
But here's my
Actually,
point.
I never heard that one.
My
That's
point is that
interesting.
once upon a time, like people would say like the word fag every fucking 2 seconds, and it was just fine. Like nobody gave a fuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Even Eminem did it every other line.
Nobody gave
Yeah,
a
but
fuck.
you're
hold on.
wrong.
Hold on. What I'm saying,
People
what
that
I'm
didn't
saying
give a
is,
fuck hung out with people that didn't give a fuck, but there were
yeah,
other
but there were
people
more people who
complaining
didn't give a
about
fuck.
those
Look,
people.
listen. If DMX, if that song by DMX can be a hit song, then that means that a lot of, and it is a hit song. Even today, that fucking song from the fucking, was it from the 90s?
90s, yeah.
Has 45 million views on fucking YouTube. Okay?
That's just
So
YouTube.
people love that, right? So my point is this. Social norms are dangerous. If people don't think for themselves and really consider others in a real fucking, like, real-time way, we have a problem. Bill Cosby got away with that shit for the same exact reason that Harvey Weinstein got away with that shit. Because no one gave a fuck. That is the fucking problem.
Well,
And when no one
because
gives
they're
a fuck,
powerful and rich.
and they're male, and this is where I kind of, like, disagree with certain... Listen, I'm not fucking saying that, like, it's...
I know some bitches that can
Power
fuck
is
up
power.
somebody.
The prospect of making a ton of money just because you got into an industry because this guy is in your way.
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein, the day he got arrested, he was like,
That's a mind fuck right there. That's like huge.
he was like, I don't know why I'm being singled out. If I'm going down, they're all going down because everyone's doing this.
Good.
Right,
Good.
good.
And he was
But-
actually
But
on his
there
way,
he
on his
said
way to
one
be
thing
carrying
that
that.
happened.
He also
about.
said, I'm from a different time.
No,
Right?
no.
Oh, I'm not
I'm
defending him.
saying
Not
that that's
the slightest
okay.
bit.
I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm saying that he is from a different time. He is from a time in the 80s and 90s and the 70s or whatever the fuck it was,
Toots.
where men, exactly, men would slap the secretary on the ass, and
Everybody
that was
was doing
just
coke in the
fine.
80s.
Come
And
on,
it was
Dame.
never fine. It was never okay. So it's like
And-
people got to really consider how bad a social norm is. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm getting at?
Yeah, no, I totally know. It was a social norm to sleep with the guy you wanted to get the job for at
Sure.
that moment in time.
Right,
as awful
right.
as it is. And I mean, it could go the other way too. Maybe guys are doing it for women. I mean,
It's
it
the
wasn't
bee's
as
knees.
common, I'm sure.
These knees. What time is it? What have we got here right now?
10:57.
Is it time to go to the second break?
I don't know. Is
It's
it?
crazy.
Quick
Is
run.
anyone in the chat talking?
Hold on.
Oh, there is, yeah.
Yes, there are people talking in the chat. Let's see here.
How dare you ignore them this whole time?
Let's see. There's Zaphod. He's talking about Beeblebrox. Dude, Beebs. No, this is Tima. But I feel like Beebs is famous.
Oh, he said that when Beebs jumped up there earlier.
Oh, okay, I see. Let's see one of the close-ups of those mugs. Okay, we got these Awesome Talk mugs right here.
They're getting a little shabby. We have to get new ones.
You have a backwards one here that says
Yeah.
the other way.
Nevermore-designs.com. You can order yourself one of these handsome bad boys. They hold 2 beers and can really knock a bitch out.
Oh, yeah.
I had to take my glasses off, put it back on. Okay, what are you guys' thoughts on Cosby going to jail? Okay, I feel like we covered a lot of that. There is Zaphod. But do you guys think there needs to be a statute of limitations on accusations? For example, Brett Kavanaugh. I'm not for or against him, but 35 years and then coming forward with accusations. Do you have thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts on that is not even the statute of limitations. It's like, before any decisions are made, or like, he's already guilty before he went to trial, and that's a problem.
That's a hard one because I've never actually dealt with that.
So, like,
situation.
what's happening in society, and it's really fucked up. It's literally not safe to be male anymore, because any female can come up to you now and be like, "You raped me 10 years ago, 5 years ago, last week."
Holy. Are we on air?
Yeah, we're on there.
Okay,
Sure.
Right. So, like, Brett Kavanaugh's thing is like, dude, like, I barely know you. Yeah, we went to the same high school. I don't really know. I know what's happening. I don't know the specifics.
Here's the deal, man.
He's saying he wasn't at the party. He has proof that he wasn't.
Yeah, but hold on. Yeah, but it depends. For me, it depends on, okay, how bad is the follow-up? Okay, so for example...
Wait, you're talking about the judge?
Yeah.
Dude, she came out like 6 years ago.
Well, that's the other thing. She came out 6
that.
years ago,
like,
and people are acting like that didn't happen.
Like the Democrats made this up yesterday. Like, this came out years before Trump was even fucking president.
Right, exactly.
And
There's
so,
another thing
you know,
that was brought up, too, about this case. All right, so you were raped. Why are you writing a letter to your congresswoman, Feinstein, and not the FBI or your local police department?
She wrote a letter to... First of all, she wrote a letter to the congresswoman because she basically said... Seeing that this hearing is going to take place, I can't live with myself without you guys knowing. And I completely understand that because a lot of people that are victimized won't say anything until they see that someone else might. And the other thing is, talking about like, well, you know, if it happened 35 years ago, here's the thing. It's not a matter of should the guy, should he go to jail or prison or whatever. The question is this. If the guy has such fucking disregard for a woman, why do we want him on a court where he's going to make judgments about women's lives? Maybe guys don't care about it, but I can guarantee you every fucking female doesn't want him making judgments about their lives and their bodies. No fucking way. They just throw it away so fucking
I 100%
fast.
agree with you, but what's the unique about this, what's happening now, is not only that, but we've been trained via Bill Cosby and all these other rape cases, or Harvey Weinstein or whatever. So, like, it's kind of like we've been leading up to this. But now the uniqueness about this scenario is that without even a trial or a jury or a judge or anything like that, he has to prove that he's not guilty. So it's not innocent until proven guilty. Now it's all of a sudden become guilty until proven innocent. And that's the problem. And that's the attack on the constitutional republic, which the foundation of our whole country is. So you don't get a mob mentality.
But she's the one calling for an FBI investigation.
Right, so do it.
He's not saying, go ahead, investigate me.
No, he is. He was just on the news yesterday. Him and his wife for an hour, being like, we don't know what's going on. We don't even know the scenario. I'm not defending him either. I'm just letting you know what I read. But what I've noticed, and I'm not the only one saying it now, it's flipping the cards, and this is the first case we're going to see where now it's guilty till proven innocent, and that's a problem going forward to any cases.
It's not the first case. You see this shit
well, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that.
But it's only because of people's mindset of how bad that act is. But I actually see it flipping. I feel like it used to be more like what you're saying, but I feel like now there's a lot more of that the woman is bullshitting, or that it doesn't fucking matter because it was a long time ago, or why ruin the guy's life now and shit like that. That's the way I see things are turning. Like, dude, a fucking dude last week, a fucking dude who kidnapped a woman and jerked off on her, the judge didn't give him any time because he said, I don't feel that he'll do it again. Like, so crazy. As a female, how do you feel what do you think your value or worth is in a country that is okay with that, to the point where people...
Yeah, it's nuts.
You don't feel like I'm equal to the guy.
Right. Yeah. Taking that side, take the woman out of the argument now for just one sake of an argument. So, I know my neighbor has $20 million in the bank. I'm going to hit myself in the head with a baseball bat, call the cops, be like, yo, my neighbor just hit me in the head with a baseball bat. And be like, yo, I know you didn't do it, but I'm going to defame you. If you just give me like $100,000, like, we don't even have to take it to court.
Yeah, right.
And the guys be like, no, yeah, don't defame me. I'm gonna drop
Can I
charges.
just say that,
Spoiler
that's like
alert,
a
guys.
that's a really huge risk to take for your life, though.
Yeah, but
There's always going to be those people.
you're
I'm not saying that I disagree, but can I also say something else? The reason that this backlash is the way that it is because there is a sort of patriarchal nightmare that has taken place, and I feel like we can agree on that. Like, everybody knows a scumbag, or everybody's been one at one point or another. Even if you didn't know any better, or whatever the fuck it is in your life, like, that is something that has happened, and that is what gives credence to a backlash of this level. Is the fact that you go, you know what?
Come on.
Harvey Weinstein, he was getting away with what he thought he could get away with and what he absolutely could 100% get away with at the time. So now the idea in the minds of the woke is that, okay, he could do that for so long. Now we're going to go back and we're going to filter through that. And we're going to say, okay, you were guilty once upon a time and now you're guilty now. It's too fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was Mad Men, and then it wasn't.
No, that's 100% right, though. Like, I've told this story on the air before about what my dad told me in the
Poor damn
1980s.
bastard.
Were you here for that story really quick? In the 1980s, my dad was working for a big company, okay?
Doesn't mean they were happy
And-
at that time, though.
They could have been. You don't know.
My dad was working for a company at the time, and he walked into his boss's. My dad was pretty high up at where he was at the time, and the guy above him was way high up at the time, right? And he was in the office for a meeting, and while they were having the meeting, the secretary walked in, and she said, "Excuse me, you know, I need a favor." And the guy behind the desk said, "Oh, you know what you need to do if you need a favor." And she walked up to him and took her hand and put it on her own tit. And then he said, "Now you may ask me for a favor."
Whoa.
Wow.
Wait, he said she was say. Wait, the roles were how?
So she walked in and said, "I need something."
Okay, all right.
And he said, "You know what you need to do if you need something." So she took his hand from him and put it on her own tit, and then he said, "Now you may ask me for a favor." And then she asked, and he said, "Okay," and then she walked out of the room. And the truth is, in 1985, honestly, what could anyone actually do about that?
Nothing.
That's right.
You'd have to have one of those big VHS or cameras set up in the corner.
No, wrong. No, dude, I gotta disagree with you, because here's the thing. Even if that existed at the time, it would not have made a difference.
I mean, it's true. Everybody.
How?
I had a teacher
Because
that
back
was like,
then,
everybody in the 80s was doing
what
coke,
somebody
so-
would have done was went, "Look at her, she did it to herself," and everybody went, "Yeah, that's
They
right."
would say that now.
There would be some resistance down, but back then it was looked at like a thing.
There would be some resistance.
There would be. No, society. Look, man, shifts in society are
Society's-
slow.
But
They
society
are
is fucked too.
slow.
You got girls protesting Trump being like the whole grabbing pussy thing, and then you got girls with posters being like, "You can grab my pussy." Like it's.
I understand that.
It's
But
crazy.
that sort of work
Yeah, there's both
environment,
sides.
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that he thought where he was at that time to even think to do that at all.
Right.
It just says something about the time period.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
It's crazy.
what I'm
Everything's
saying.
crazy. I just want to go to Montana already.
That's what
Just
I was
be
saying.
in the woods.
When I think
not
about
even
where I
have to
want
do
to be,
anything.
it's Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mountains and lakes, and
No,
then your nearest neighbor is 50 miles away.
For me, I can't wait to get back to fucking Texas. If I could, I would transfer to Texas right fucking now.
Okay. All right. We would miss you on the show.
But I
Texas is too
Hold
hot
on.
for me.
Well-
It's the only place I'd ever been
No,
to
it's-
where it was
oh, I love it down there.
122 degrees at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, what is happening right now?
Jesus Christ, like being in
What the fuck?
Afghanistan.
No.
Fuck, dude.
122 and 2 o'clock
No.
in the morning.
Gentlemen,
Yeah.
folks, we have to cut to our second break.
Ready?
It's-
We didn't even
it's-
talk about
Anything else
anything.
in the chat?
What? There are. Let me take a look at the chat room. First off, I want to say thank you to the chat for sticking with us.
Yeah.
Mike Jolitz is there. Madison is there. And we have been talking about that thought. It got a like. And we are
It got a
going to
like.
cut to our second break. It's a much shorter break. Then we're just going to come back and close up the show.
We didn't actually answer a question, but
Yeah,
What-
I
what
do
question?
think there should be statute
Oh,
of
statute of
limitations.
limitations.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to
statute of
agree
limitations.
with Sarah on this one. If he was a douchebag then, he's probably still a douchebag now. I know that there is a statute of limitation on rape.
Here's what I think, man. If you fuck a kid,
Done.
done.
Yeah, well, it's,
If it takes the kid, if it takes the kid 40 years to come forward, my fucking thing is this: you traded yourself. You traded your freedom for whatever the fuck you took away from that person for the rest of their life. If you fuck a 5-year-old, no, wait, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if it really happened, 100%.
Wait, aren't they the same age?
I mean, no, I'm
Kavanaugh and the accuser?
No, I'm not care about that. Well, no, she's asking about.
I'm just trying to answer. Yeah, I'm saying.
Should there be a statute of limitations, like be the fact that this shit supposedly happened 35 years ago? Is that so long ago now that why are we even talking about it? Right. That's the question she's asking.
I don't know. I don't. If somebody is hurt, injured, abused, I don't know if another person gets to tell them how long it takes for them to process it enough
to
be able to
There's no
address
evidence. There's nothing to prove it. There's like.
So
you could make it up.
I don't disagree with that at all, because
people
that's
will
problematic.
take advantage of it.
But
and that's the thing. There's a lot of scammers in this world.
No, you're
totally
right. After Hurricane Katrina, when they opened up lifelines for people to get money and shit, there were people who were lying who were there. People who did that at 9/11. There were people there. It's provable.
Here's the thing.
I just don't think that there's such a majority that should dominate the conversation.
Her question can't be answered until we know the truth of what happened. I'm going to say that. So it's a valid question that we can't answer yet. Because yes, if he didn't rape her and doesn't even know her, never was at the party, and she's doing this, that's super fucked up too. If he did rape her and 100%. Trying to get on the Supreme Court right now, I'm going to say that he's probably still a bad person, because I never did bad stuff like that when I was a kid. We won't be able to answer that question honestly until we know what happened for real. Because either whoever is right, one of them is being really fucked up. One of them is. Either she is by accusing him wrongly, or he is by trying to advance politically, become a Supreme Court justice, even though he's a rapist.
Yeah.
So.
And if he is, what does he say to everybody?
Yeah, who even knows?
You know,
because he can't be tried for it. Because
before about him wanting to buy whatever, then all this monetary stuff makes sense, because anybody can pay these women to say anything.
Exactly, right. And actually, what is unique to bring back, to roll back into Bill Cosby for a second, yeah, he's going to jail, he did commit it, like a lot of those crimes, but there are some women on record, I think 5 or 6 of them, that said that they were paid to slander Bill Cosby.
But we are talking about 55? Is it 55 in total?
You know, even if it's $100,000.
Right, I guess that's where the joke came from. Even if you take 20 of them out, there's still 25 that stand there.
Yeah, right. But even if you pay them $1 million, that's only 20 million out of your pocket, and you're making.
So there are women on record saying, "Yeah, that didn't actually happen. I was just jumping on the."
But here's the deal. I think when you're famous, there is certainly another level to think about.
Don't I know it?
Because there's a hey, am I right? Am I right?
Actually, is there a criminal consequences to, let's say Kavanaugh is innocent and he didn't actually rape this woman? Are there criminal charges to be filed against her? So then what's going to stop
against her?
Right,
I thought you were saying
yes, absolutely.
There are.
This is the thing. I don't think criminal charges could be brought against him anymore, but they could be brought against her if she was lying.
Can I just say something about how fucking dangerous it is to be a person, and no matter what you're paid
to go to my Facebook page, all it says on there is I'm just trying to be a person.
It's dangerous for your career, for your life.
It's dangerous for the rest of your life because you're actually allowing the whole world to put a spotlight on you to lie.
But if
and that's really dangerous.
If she's not lying,
disappear,
she puts her life in danger too. Do you have any idea how many death threats she's getting?
Yeah. They're getting Kavanaugh and his wife are getting death threats too.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's everyone involved is chaotic.
Especially of a famous person, dude. If they did something to you and you're like fucking a victim of something sexual that they've done, like
them to death.
You have to seriously consider how much of your own life you want ruined even more, because the public, if they love the person enough, will not stop.
The other thing too is that let's say she is taking money. I feel like there's ways to find that out now. So
for sure.
It's not going to be private. So if somebody's funneling money to her to say something that's not true, I feel like hackers are going to figure that out.
That's why
Somebody's going to figure that out.
Cryptos are so important.
They are important. I agree with you 100%.
They can do that, and you'll never see the trail.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. They will do it, regardless if it was Republican or Democrat, whatever party they claim to be in. They will do it. So there's a heightened level of danger. So the question becomes, even for this fucking person, What's going on in her life before this? Like, I kind of want to know. Like I want to know who she is because, not because I don't believe her, but because we are talking about a heightened level of celebrity, a heightened level of cash, a heightened level of all these things. But I do think it's not that difficult to credit or discredit her. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like it's going to be complicated, but maybe there are easy ways to figure this out.
That's pretty good words. But that's what's so important, not to have mob mentality about this.
Agreed, totally.
Right.
Sure.
So whatever side you're agreeing with, like you have to let the process play out. And
Well,
you,
this
Yeah,
the
but then
other
it's back to
problem
what you
with
said,
this.
they're guilty until proven innocent
Right.
at this point, and that's not good at the same time.
Agree with
it's,
that.
right, right. But that's why we have to protect what the country's foundation is, which is that.
The other,
Innocent
but
till proven guilty.
the other
Right.
problem with this particular case, with the whole mob mentality thing, is that it's being forced to be rushed. So it's
Yeah,
that they
yeah,
timed
that's
it
they
weird.
want
perfectly.
the
There's other
fucking
things weird.
hearing on
It's all-
Friday
right.
now. So like,
Yeah,
not
an
only are
all-male
they trying to
hearing
push
almost?
this guy
That's
in as
weird.
fast as possible, but they're also trying to basically give the impression of, you know what, whether or not she is or isn't lying, we don't give a shit. We just want this fucking guy in, period.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's
And that's
weird.
the impression.
Sure.
So, like, there has to be a mob
Well, and
mentality
honestly,
in the sense that you're
the
being
more they
rushed
push-
to make a
the
decision
more
when you
they
don't
push,
have to.
This just to get this over
In fact,
with.
even the
that
fucking
bothers me.
Democrats
If you're
came
not
out and
guilty,
said,
then okay.
even the
Take your
Democrats came
time.
out and said, why do we have to rush this? So why can't we ask our questions if he's so perfect for this job? Like, why does this have to go so fast? And that's a good question.
Well,
why?
there's a lot of. This is where
But
I
the
think.
reason why is because they need him on the Supreme Court because Trump is about to have charges brought against him. And he's the one that
also about
said,
to
I
lose
don't
all his
believe in
power.
putting charges against the
November,
sitting
he's
president.
done, dude. His balls are cut off in November.
I don't know if I agree.
I think the
I don't think
Democrat.
anybody wants that.
I think.
Interesting point. What do you mean by that? You mean like the establishment, the regular government that
Yeah,
claims to
nobody
be
wants
two-sided?
Pence in office.
No.
That's a good point.
Nope. But
That's a
well,
good
that's
point.
not
Well,
true. The people on the inside.
This is where I think
do.
that the
Pence
people on the
fucking
inside
certainly
are
does.
on both sides.
Yeah, sure.
Because if they were truly interested in going after Kavanaugh and having him, having this trial happen, Feinstein got the letter in July. Why wait till now, knowing that there's only a month for the midterm? Why didn't she Why didn't she start sounding alarms back in July?
Well,
You know what I mean? Or
Again, man.
Because she wanted to wait till now to do it.
exactly. So like that's what I'm saying. The evil's on both sides. They're both playing it together.
But listen, if somebody hurt you, abused you, and you let it go, and you let it go, and you let it go, and then one day you turn on your TV and you say, wow, this person who did this to me is about to rise to a level of power that I cannot anymore accept.
Right. he did
Now,
get the nomination.
I have to fucking say something because now we're talking about really people's lives being affected, and
But
like
people's lives were affected before this. Now he was still a judge. He was still
he was also a piece of shit.
right. He was still presiding over cases.
Not the same though. Not the same. Supreme Court is a whole fucking other level.
I mean,
Why-
they set precedents for every other court case in the United States
And that's
afterwards.
problematic.
And that's probably
Well,
that
there
would
was
scare
probably
the
you
shit out
mentioned
of
before
anyone, I
about
guess.
like kids. As soon as you want to sleep with kids, or whatever. Why is Ruth Ginsburg trying to lower the age of consent to 14? She's been doing
Weird.
it forever.
Weird.
Totally
Really?
weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
Fucking
that one.
terrible, dude.
Weird.
She's a Supreme
That's-
Court justice.
That's
It's,
odd.
Weird. Weird.
but it's there. I'm not.
And who
She
supports
came
her?
up with this. She
Yo,
was like, "Hey,
who-
let's do this."
Who and what supports her? Where's the money coming from?
Exactly.
Find that out.
That's
You'll
why I think it's.
fucking get your answer.
I think it's all
Oh,
both
sorry.
Yeah,
sides.
Kid
exactly.
touchers.
Follow the money, and you'll always find the.
Yeah, find the money, and that's it. And that's why the richest people on earth, the like 6 or 7 richest, seem to be never in the news, never mentioned, never matter, never fucking anything.
Touchers. Yeah.
Look, we gotta cut to our second break. When we come back, we're just gonna say
Yeah,
goodnight.
right,
So
yeah.
don't anybody leave. None of you guys leave. We're gonna come back in 20 minutes. We're gonna say goodnight, and that's gonna
But
be the end of the show.
But I wanted to.
What do you want to talk about?
Joaquin?
Yeah, we didn't
I
at all.
wanted to talk about that, but I also.
Listen,
I
we're not
feel like
ending
I don't.
anything, Rick. Just put the fucking brake on and we'll make decisions later.
Maybe.
Fine.
Wait, do we need to do the break?
Grow a set of balls and get this going.
We can keep
What,
playing. We
the,
can
the
keep
break?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the break, and then we'll be back in 20 minutes. We'll do closing down. If we have an extra topic that Jared wants to talk about with his beard, we can do that.
With this beard.
And
Weird
that's
beard.
it. His
Weird
beard.
beard.
His beard is weird.
His beard's
I just
weird.
shaved my
You
beard
know,
before I got
somebody
here.
get,
today. It
somebody
was
get me
pretty
some
long.
clippers. His fucking beard's weird.
Yeah.
Tough talk from a rapper
Well, it
paying
is
millions for security a year. All right, so anyway, we're gonna do this. And then we'll be
Okay.
back, and then we're gonna close out the night.
Yay.
It's all a fucking shit show.
Ooh.
Raleigh man, Raleigh, North Carolina,
All right.
fed up after his house has been hit by a car for the 6th time.
Okay.
At what point do you finally put up a steel wall on that particular side of your house? Like after when the 4th car hit, I'd be like, "Oh, come on
Or at
already!"
least make a wall out of all the smashed cars.
Yeah, right.
And
Yeah,
pile
right.
them up
Pile
as
them
a
up, right.
barrier.
Or don't build your house in the middle of the road.
Yeah, fucking idiot. Yeah. So yeah, for the 6th, I mean, imagine like every night you sit down to watch like, you know, Friends or
Yeah.
How I Met Your Mother, and you're just like, is tonight the night?
And
like,
the car
is it-
just crashes
and
into your
yeah.
living room.
And you're like, oh, fuck again.
Nobody's coming to visit.
Yeah, no one is ever gonna have dinner at your fucking place ever, dude.
Just
Ever.
don't sit right there.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Just stay on the 2nd floor.
This story I feel like you guys are gonna be a little blown away by. Trucker found love by texting numbers scrawled on a toilet wall offering a good shag.
A good shag. My goodness.
Yeah, yeah. So this guy sat down, I guess, to take a dump at a truck stop. He took a chance on love, really.
Truck dumps.
Yeah, he took a truck dump. He took a chance on love.
So that's an actual thing? People still do that?
I guess
For a good
people
time
still
call?
do that. Yeah, right. It's still a thing because he was able to text the number.
That's crazy.
And she says that what she tells family members and stuff is that she got a text by accident. But I guess now it's all out in the open. You know what I mean?
So
she
what
blew
happened?
somebody
Was
well.
he like, "Hey, is this true?" Like,
yeah, right. Like, what do you? How
Are
do you
gonna
introduce
show me
yourself?
a good time?
Yeah. Hey, I'm sitting on its toilet.
like how do
it
you
says I weigh
go from
180
one
pounds.
to the other? How do you get from like accidental or
Yeah, right.
or weird creeper?
Because you're definitely
to,
taking a
let's-
dump.
We're in love now.
Let me just tell you, you're taking a dump at this point, too.
and there's a way station
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah, right. And you're like, yeah, hi, I'm at a truck stop. I'm taking a big shit. It's probably the best one of the year.
It's a trucker dump, too.
And I'm taking a chance.
Right.
A trucker dump is a lot of Red Bull beef jerky.
Speed.
Speed. A lot of no-dose.
Right.
No-dose is definitely legal speed.
Yes.
And what's that drink we used to drink back in the day that was like fuck, what was it called? Jolt Cola. Yeah, right. We used to drink Jolt Cola back in the day. That was the original Red Bull. Was Jolt fucking
And wasn't
Cola.
it like it didn't have any more caffeine than coffee? Like it was
Right,
basically
that
the
was
exact
the
same
claim.
thing.
That was the claim, except when you drank it, you became all coked up and started seeing colors, and you're like, "Oh, all right, this is definitely not like fucking coffee." Yeah,
Just
no
scaling
doubt.
the side of a building.
Yeah, right.
It's so good. It didn't taste great though. It always tasted flat to me.
Yeah, it was gross. It was like Tab.
Yeah.
with like an extra jolt.
Yeah.
so to speak.
So to speak.
Yeah,
An extra lightning bolt.
yeah. Sarah, what you got next?
Let's see.
I could put one out there if you're looking. Yeah.
I guess.
All right.
I don't know. I have them. I mean, I'm looking right at them.
I
I'm just
don't
like,
know if
I'll
you
talk
guys
about
know this. Russia. I know, Sarah. You got to, the Russian ladies. Okay.
I have no shame.
No shame. There is a Russian mosquito festival. The more bites, the better.
Wow.
This is the worst thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, just a bunch of people standing out there getting Zika and Lyme disease.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
In a fucking field. And this lady was awarded a ceramic trophy for 43 bites.
So you don't get them, you show up with the bites or you get bitten while you're there?
Well, at this weekend's Russian Mosquito Festival
let
in the
me know.
town of Bereznika, Niki.
Sure.
It sounds like Klingon. 9-year-old Irina, 9-year-old
Wow.
Irina Ilyakunina won the. You guys are never going to believe this. She won the quote unquote tastiest girl category.
Great.
With 43 bites.
She got sweet blood.
Yeah, to show for going berry picking in the forest with her mother.
This
So
sounds
her-
like the beginning of a fucked up fairy
Yeah,
tale.
really.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like child abuse to me. Honey, look, you're going to win that trophy this year whether you fucking like it or not. Now strip down and walk through the field slowly.
You're
And
gonna get
pick
your
berries.
Yeah.
get your ceramic trophy and bring it home.
Yeah, we want to put
Like,
this up
how
for the
much
whole
is that
family.
fucking thing worth? They
Yeah.
got it at, like, the Russian Dollar General.
Yeah, right. And then they etched in the award name
name like themselves with like a
No,
piece of
they
metal.
just took a label maker and then stuck the tape. It's like that ugly blue.
Yeah. Now they said that they've seen a little bit of a fall off for the mosquito festival because of the rising
Yeah,
Zika
I
virus.
can't believe why.
And the Zika virus, like the Zika virus is a little bit bullshit. It's a little bit bullshit. Like when Lyme disease is traveling at a million people a year, and the Zika virus, you know, lives in your sperm for 6 months. You might have a pinheaded kid. You might not have a pinheaded kid. You know, whatever. Just don't have. First of all, you shouldn't be having kids anyway. The world's falling apart. We're cascading into fucking chaos, economic destruction, and lunatics are running the planet. Probably a bad idea anyway.
Just throw more kids at it.
Yeah. Let's just have more. Fuck it. Let's just keep piling them on. You know, Earth is really loving this. You know,
I wish we could stop.
I wish we. Well, you know, hopefully the mosquito festival is here to slow it down.
If anything's gonna do it, it's the goddamn mosquito festival.
It's a goddamn
the Russian mosquitoes.
Yeah. It's the fucking mosquito festival mixer. Is what it is. Yeah.
Mosquito mixer.
I can't believe you have to. That's I don't know. I think at first I pictured you go there to get bitten. Like
Yeah.
they just had like
That's what I
like
did, yeah.
swarms of mosquitoes, and you just stand there and get
Yeah, and you all
eaten
stand
alive.
around and you're like, come on, which one of the mosquitoes like best? Hey, everybody, I'm the most popular one. You
But
can't even see me under all these
it implies
mosquitoes.
that they do stuff like weird home remedies that they think is going to attract more. Like
Right,
they
yeah, yeah,
probably
right.
eat certain foods.
Yeah, right.
You know, like
it's like when I had a staph infection under my arm once, and my ridiculously stupid stepmother thought that putting cabbage under my arm was going to cure me of the, you know. Meanwhile, my body's being ravaged.
She's also Russian.
She was also Russian,
And it's
so
cabbage.
You're lucky
so there
she
you go.
didn't like take out a jar of mosquitoes.
Exactly. So
Like,
this is a little kismet here. It's sort of
they'll
you
just suck
borscht
the
and,
infection right out.
yeah. I'm eating borscht like a motherfucker and like covered in mosquitoes. Are you sure this is gonna work?
You're
Eat
gonna
your
win the
beets, shut
ceramic
up.
prize.
Ah,
Yes,
fuck
it's
yeah.
gonna work.
The Prince of Mosquitoes.
Like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure our paths
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah, they call me the mosquito prince.
look at all of
Prinsky.
my ceramic
Yeah,
prizes.
look at my ceramic glass case.
It is full of ceramics.
I'm so itchy. I just want to fucking blow my brains out.
Just like little drops of blood. Like I can't
Like how
stop.
itchy? Like I get one, and just I'm scabbed over in a day. 'cause
Yeah,
I'm just
right.
Scratching at it all
Dude,
day.
I gotta be honest with you. I hate the outdoors.
Oh my
I
God.
can't
I
say
hate
when
nature.
people are like, "I'm gonna go camping." I'm like, "Wait, why? What are
I've
you
never
doing?"
been camping.
Like, dude,
in my
you're not
entire
missing
life.
anything. The last time I went camping, I had a tick on my cock. I was like, "What? I don't need this drama." Now I gotta fight with my doctor for antibiotics. A
That's
fucking
where
nightmare.
they want to go for, dude. They're gonna go for
Yeah, one of the cats
junk.
took a big shit and it stinks. Holy fuck. Whew.
God, it's the worst.
Oh my god. So go ahead, Sarah. What do you got next?
Well, all of my information is not responding at the moment because it won't come
Okay.
up. So I have just my notes to go off of.
Okay.
And by the way, I think one day that my notes for the show should go somewhere because when you
shot
don't
into
understand
space.
what they're linked to, it's like this is just a short. Porn and brains, butt plug, control anywhere, porn parodies, man, sex with goat, Swedes, less sex, naked twister mom, celebrity vaginas, police kill birds, green foam art condoms.
So by reading that, can you just remember what the story is?
Yeah, I can remember what a lot of these are.
That's insane.
Well, I
I wish
need
I
to-
had that talent.
I need to have, the talent of knowing the most useless, fucking terrible information ever.
What's the green foam condom?
So no, those are two different things:
Oh.
green foam and art condoms.
Oh,
I
they were
thought it was
together,
all
yeah.
one green foam.
they might
art
as
condom.
well be.
With a foam condom, you've only got so much time to get out
Yeah.
after you blow a load.
They have these things now. I forgot what they're called. They're like instead. You know, we talked about the whole Diva Cup thing a while ago
Right,
on
yeah,
Ice
yeah.
in the Face. Well, there's another thing now for periods. It's not exact. It's not like the cup because the cup is sort of, down lower.
Sure.
I guess.
Yeah.
This is something that goes like way up in you, and
and siphons everything
but this
off.
is the weird part. You can have sex with it because of
it's so
where
far-
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's so far up inside.
So
not even
you
the tongue can reach
basically-
it.
So you have like a fucking cork, and then you're getting corked Like,
Oh wow.
it just seems so
It's
You're doubling up your corking.
It's going like right to the source.
Yeah.
It's like,
You know, it
doesn't have a
just
chance to get
seems
now.
like something that your body would protest to.
Sure. So you're cutting it
Yes.
off at the pass, and then you're cutting it off at the gate, basically. So, and this is to prevent pregnancy, or
Well,
is it for
no.
just
style?
prevent bleeding.
No. This isn't to pretend. This is just like this instead of like a tampon or whatever the fuck.
Okay, all right.
But
sure.
it has to
They're
come out
saying
at some
like you
point.
can have sex while it's in too. You don't have
Let
to.
me tell you something. The amount of stories that I read, especially researching stories for this show, the amount of women who stick tampons up their pussy and then forget that they're there and get sick from it is a little mind-boggling. So if you're putting something so deep inside
Yeah.
that you don't even have to think of it, you set it and
You just
forget
forget
it
that
and
it's
walk
there.
away, it just seems to me like you're set up for disaster.
Wildly dangerous.
Like toxic shock syndrome. What is it called? Not toxic shock. Is it,
It
toxic
is,
shock?
yeah.
Yeah, toxic shock syndrome seems like a definite with something that
Because with something like that, it has
well,
to come out
the
at some
way that
point.
this thing works, they said that it actually lowers your risk of toxic shock
Yeah, well,
syndrome.
let me tell
I
you
think,
something. Let me tell you
I think
something.
it lowers
From-
it.
from the stuff I
don't quote
read-
me on that part.
From the
Not-
stuff I read, I feel like tampons should have bells on the string because the string is obviously not enough. Just to remind you, it's
God,
there.
I could think of how annoying it would be if you were at the grocery store and everyone with a tampon had
Is
a bell
that-
attached to it.
Imagine how much more aware you'd be of who to stay away from.
All of them.
If you just heard
It
a bunch of
doesn't matter.
jingling.
It doesn't matter if they're jingling.
Just
Stay
like
away from everyone.
it's like,
yes.
hey, I see you're buying some chicken McNuggets there. How's it going? She turns around. She's like, bling, bling, bling. You're like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, whoa. Yeah, it turns around the demon eyes, and you're like, no thanks. No thanks. So in India,
Mhm.
they fly kites for their Independence Day.
Okay,
Okay.
that's nice.
And one thing that they've began selling are kite strings that are covered in pieces of glass, so that if your
Makes
line
sense.
gets crossed with someone else's kite string, it slices right through.
Nice.
But the problem this year is that this kite string slit the throats of 3 people.
Jesus Christ.
And killed them.
What a happy way to die.
Killed by a kite
Well,
string.
some dude was on his motorbike.
It's almost poetic.
And he was driving through Delhi, and he just caught a kite string in the throat, and it sliced his throat, and he fucking
and
died.
swooped him right away.
And then people are and no arrests have been made. I'm like, yeah, well, it's India. They're not really arresting anybody for
What?
shit like that. You know what I mean? They arrest you for weird shit there.
Well, I mean, they can't exactly prove that they meant to cut a guy's head off.
Right. I mean, if I can buy it,
It was an
Right.
unintended consequence.
yeah, right,
Right.
exactly. I'm just trying to be the best
At
friendly
the,
kite
on,
flyer.
the bottom
fire.
of the
Yeah, right.
on the bottom of the kite package, it says unintended consequences may include beheadings.
Yeah,
Right.
may include jugular veins.
That reminds me, I don't know why I remember this, but there was a Punisher comic that I read when I was a kid, and he was the Punisher was flying a kite in Central Park that had the Punisher logo on it, black kite, Punisher logo.
That's not discreet.
Right. But he's also it had spikes hanging out of the end of it, and
Okay.
I think the idea was that he was knocking other kites out of the sky.
Okay.
So I wonder if they got the idea from that Punisher comic.
I wonder, too.
It's probably
Knocking other kites out of the sky. You can't get more badass than that.
yeah, right.
it. It was probably like the mafia that killed his family. They were also flying
They-
kites.
yeah,
Fuck your
right.
kites.
And he
They're
just-
like, not only do we kill people, but we fly kites like motherfuckers. And you're
Fucking-
like, fuck you, and I'm gonna beat you, and you killed my whole family. I'm gonna beat you in this kite flying competition.
And I'm going to get the ceramic prize.
Yeah, you son of a bitch, bastard.
I'm going to be the winner.
Yeah.
Chicken dinner.
Woman robbed, assaulted with potatoes.
Good.
There's a lot of food-related assaults lately.
Well, you know what it is it's not just.
It's handy.
We're running out of weapons.
Sometimes I read things and I just go,
I think we're just getting bored with weapons.
True. We need a challenge.
Exactly, because guns are so passe.
Didn't we already have a conversation on Ice in the Face where you bet someone that you could kill with
a sharpened potato?
Nothing but a potato?
Yeah, I said I could kill somebody with a sharpened potato. Yeah, that was on the Chill Side podcast. I said that because the question was if you were in a zombie apocalypse. I said just give me a potato to sharpen and I'll kill people with that. Because once the potato dries out, you know, it should be pretty stabby.
Once the zombies dry out, it's pretty easy to get rid of them, too.
I feel like you can just rip a zombie head off as long as you don't get bit.
If you have a potato, you just throw it and it goes right into their brain and out the other end.
They're brittle.
They're all, like, falling apart. They're not, like, robust.
It depends on how far into the death cycle they've been. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Because by the end, they're, like, really falling apart.
I would like to read to you just a few lines of the 911 dispatch and the person in the story.
Okay.
It's just a few lines. 911 dispatcher. Did they have weapons? Did they display a gun or a knife or anything?
Or a potato?
Caller. Other than the potatoes, did they have any weapons like a gun or a knife? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Caller. They took my potatoes and threw them at me. They were my bag of potatoes from Save-A-Lot. And then the 911 dispatcher said, other than potatoes, did they have anything like a gun or a knife? And the caller said, no, but those potatoes hurt. I read that and it just made me chortle. I was like, well, I'm sorry you got robbed and you got beaten up by your own potatoes.
It makes me want to go to the farmer's market and just start chucking potatoes at people.
Yeah, it seems like you can really get a leg up in life.
Yep.
If you just, commit potato assault.
I think that if I had to assault someone with something from the grocery store, potatoes would be, I mean, if we're all staying in the produce section, potatoes probably the best option you got, unless you're getting a jackfruit. But good luck picking
what's
that up over
giant
your
one
head.
with the spikes all over
Jackfruit?
it? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
It's like meat almost when you cut it. Yeah.
Right. You could like brain someone with that.
But I feel like apples.
But you have to be able to lift it over your head too.
And pick it up.
Apples could do a job.
Yeah, if you whipped an apple at someone really hard.
You could give them a black eye with that fucking thing. You could knock them clean off their feet and run away with their groceries. No doubt, Let's see. What's next here? Man arrested after allegedly trying to have sex with a van.
Allegedly.
Well, he was 35 years old. And they came upon him, and he was stripped down to his skivvies. His dick was out the front, and he was trying to jam his cock in the
tailpipe?
No, not the tailpipe. He was trying to jam it through the grate in the front.
That's, wow.
He was like, honey, we've done it that way so many times.
Yeah.
I'm getting bored with it. Like, we have to try something new.
I need a new hole.
To flatten my dick.
That was like his version of birthday anal.
Get to fuck this van.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the night that I get to renew my registration. You know what that means?
Yeah.
But only after it's been idling for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
I really need it to be warm.
I like it nice and hot. I want my dickhead to nearly melt off.
There's a documentary about people that
fuck cars.
Yeah.
Fuck car for real?
Yeah.
So this is like a culture
that are like in love with their car that they basically have sex with it.
I just want to make a plea to the human community that
there is no human community.
If you have enough passion to go out and fuck cars so much that they make a documentary about it, can you please shift your passion to like, I don't know, curing cancer or space exploration? Like,
or
inventing an actually edible baby powder.
Yeah, or an actually
our one true dream.
Or an actually fuckable car, like a car with an organic vagina growing on it.
Giant vagina.
Yeah.
But also there's car like I feel like yesterday I saw a picture of a car that just had like a giant
perfect vagina.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would anybody fuck a dirty old van?
It was just yesterday.
I like vans because I like heavy set cars.
Right. No, it was a car that had like a spray, like a painted picture of like an anime girl on the hood.
Okay.
And a dude just posing like, "What up?" Like just like throwing up deuces like in front of it. Like this is my car. Like I drive around with this fucking thing in front of it.
Sure.
Sometimes I also fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if she'll let me.
Mind your own business.
Could you imagine being like so awful in life that even your fantasy women reject you?
Yeah. You dream about girls telling you no.
The car just drives away from you on its own.
The emergency brake turns off and it's just like rolling down the hill. Like, no, thank you, fucking pervert.
Let's see. So okay. This story is not necessarily like to me. It sounded funny at first, and then after thinking about it, it wasn't. This is the story. Oh, and it's not really the story itself that gets me. It's the first line written by ABC News that gets me.
All right.
Okay. The story is overdue pregnant woman wake surfs to help induce labor.
Wake
surfs.
So she's out surfing. I guess she's like hooked to the back of a truck, not a truck,
A trolley?
a speedboat or whatever, and she's on and she's really doing it. She's pregnant as shit, and she's just on the surfboard.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself at first, I was like, God, that's because pregnancy's gross. I was like, that's disgusting. And then I was like, well, at the same time, if I had some parasite in me that needed to come out,
you would do anything.
I would do anything to get it out. You know what I mean? And she said she had fun and she felt good. And I'm like, okay, well, good for you.
Right.
But then it's the first line when you consider that this is mainstream press and that they would write this.
This is going to go bad. I just know
you
it.
just wait for this, John. I picked this for you.
Thanks. I know this is right up your alley.
This is what it says. Every word is terrible. This adventurous mama has no problem hanging 10 at 40 weeks pregnant.
You know that it was like some like self-congratulating female who sat there writing this stupid article.
On. I got it.
I feel so...
Just randomly tell jokes. Not even like she'll be quiet for hours and just be like, "Hey, I learned this joke. Do you want to hear it?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'd love to hear your joke."
That's a sign that she's getting bored and that they're taking over.
Yes, exactly.
We are back, folks.
That's also genius. I mean, if my name was Alexa, I'd be doing the same shit.
Yeah, it's wild.
I'm kind of worried about that bird.
A mile is 5,280 feet.
You'd also be worried about
We
tits,
are
too.
back on the air, folks. Welcome back to Awesome Talk Season 10. Episode. I can't believe the fuck I'm saying that. Season 10.
10 already?
We've been at this for 5 years.
Yeah.
Over 5 years. Almost 5.5 at this point.
Really?
You can't fucking believe that, right?
I haven't.
Welcome everybody in the chat. I hope that you're still sticking the fuck with us there. We're getting to the last segment of the night, which is fine. Now, what else did we want to talk about tonight, Jared?
How different life would be if cats had butt cheeks.
Beeblebrock stole my chair.
Beebs, get your shit together.
It's cool.
Beebs, come on now.
I think it was good.
Oh, I'll be just fine.
Like baboons.
No, like humans, but smaller.
So you could slap your cat on the cheeks?
Yeah. Well, in the 80s you could.
I was a tiny.
Oh, buddy.
Bringing
I
it
love
back.
it.
Professional-
I love it.
Professionalism.
Yeah. No
That
repercussions
that
then.
almost felt like it was planned.
No repercussions then.
That's where catcalling came from.
Oh, come on now.
Let-
Stop it.
No, last time I saw a mouth like that, it had a hook in it.
I thought that was because whorehouses used to be called cat houses.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a euphemism. It's a euphemism. So, do we have any other topics we want to bring up before the end of the night? What's something we want to
So
talk
I
about?
could think of one.
Go ahead.
Joaquin Phoenix?
Joaquin
Is that
Phoenix?
what it is?
Anybody?
If I could name this episode tonight, if it
That's
had
the
a title,
bird you were worried
it
about.
would be Joaquin Phoenix. I would love Joaquin Phoenix to be on this show, man. He's a dream guest. Come on, man. If Joaquin Phoenix Skyped in or was here live, come on, that would be a great show.
Yes, but oh no, it would. But have you ever seen the thing with him and Letterman?
Love it. Genius. I thought you would be the type of person, like if you hadn't seen it, that you would have watched it and thought it was the greatest piece of comedy, almost the greatest single piece of comedy that was ever
I
done.
don't know what I'm doing when I get home.
Joaquin Phoenix on David Letterman. So Joaquin Phoenix a couple years ago, he did a mockumentary.
Oh, dude.
And
Is it the rapper thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, right. But it wasn't real.
I know.
But his point was, if you do something like that and use your real name, people will think it's real. So he went on Letterman as the character and never broke. Not for a second did he break character, dude.
And he was just a dick.
Yeah, he was a total dick. And then a year later, he went back on Letterman and he
As Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, as Joaquin Phoenix. He was like, you're a talk show host. I figured you're smart enough to know the difference between a character and an actor, dude. And
the
it's
best part is
genius.
Letterman clearly didn't.
And Letterman's like,
He's
yeah,
a
of course,
fucking
of course,
asshole.
you know, yeah, of course.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Letterman tore this guy apart.
It was fantastic.
Oh, it was
dude.
so fucking gratifying.
But again,
Be like, no,
go back.
Yeah, everybody goes, ha ha, hee hee. Well, now you owe me $1 million. And it just looks back.
Oh, dude, totally, dude. Yeah, you gotta watch. You have to watch
Is there a cat
it.
screaming somewhere? I feel like I'm
Yeah, I'll
hearing
go. I think it's Frank.
Oh, these
Yeah,
guys!
but dude, if you go back to the 1980s, Crispin Glover on David Letterman had a similar
Did the same
interaction.
thing. And everyone thinks that was just Crispin Glover being fucking nuts, but it's not. That was his character from Ruben and Ed, which nobody's ever seen.
Ruben and Ed, really?
One of the funniest fucking
Wow.
movies ever made, dude.
Holy shit.
That movie is so funny.
One of the
Dude,
greatest
it's so
comedies I've
good.
ever seen.
Ruben and Ed.
They don't make comedies, dude. Comedies.
Whatever.
Comedy movies
Anyway,
are
Joaquin
hard.
Phoenix as a Joker. It's going to be
Amazing.
dope.
Anybody who's willing to live a role that hard, I am.
He's just
all
a
about,
good
dude.
actor, dude. But he's a.
He's also a fucking psychopath.
Whoever was the first person, I mean, unless like they were like putting out auditions and asking for people to audition to be the Joker, and he was like, "That's me." Like, but if someone was like, "The only guy that I will get is Joaquin Phoenix," he's a genius. He's a perfect Joker. I mean, he's a perfect Arthur Fleck and the Joker, because this isn't a Joker movie; it's an origin movie. So, for all we know, he could be the Joker in the last 20 minutes of the
And
film.
can I also state one other thing too?
True, I didn't think about that.
How ballsy of an actor do you have to be to go, okay, I'll do the Joker origin movie? You know how hard it is? Like being the Joker, right? Like loving the Joker and any other.
You are taking on a lot.
Fine. Joker's origin is tough storytelling.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
You are taking on a lot by
100%. 100%. It's a big fucking
in a
role,
way,
dude.
but his origin is a role that's been played so many times. A guy beat down by life, a girlfriend that doesn't really appreciate him. He can't fucking have
it's
a
kinda
win.
generic
That's
at this
like a
point.
generic
Right?
story.
But the Joker is still
it's
the
an
Joker.
original character.
So
It's a
the
generic
idea.
story.
So something that happened to him that happens to a lot of people.
It
and he
happens
took
to
it to a
every-
whole other level, dude.
Yeah, he's every man.
He is every man.
He's every man.
The Joker's the everyman.
Like all of the shit that the Joker went through, to a degree, everybody has gone through. So shut up.
Yeah, stop talking about it, assholes.
Yeah. You have two shoulders. Go cry on one of them. Fuck out of here.
Jaded.
Is there any word in the chat about whether or not?
I feel like
no one seems to
the chat is winding down. I feel like that's what's happening.
Or either that, or it's just silent agreement.
It might
with
be
how
silent
great-
agreement.
How great
But
Joaquin
Jay and
Phoenix
Brady
is
said
as
he's
Joker.
loving this episode. I'm loving this episode. We can sit here drinking all night, folks,
And then do a weep out.
and do a weep out. Who's gonna start weeping first?
What?
I already cried.
You cried tonight?
Yeah. There's still. I took a shower before I came in. I got stuff on my face. I got my eyeballs.
You didn't cry from sadness.
No.
It was emotion.
Definitely real stuff in my eyeball. You can watch it later. The first 10 minutes, I'm like, you'll see it. I'm like rubbing my eyes.
Well, as a great Dan Ridenauer once said, he lived most of his life in darkness.
It's very nihilist over here.
I feel like out of all the gentlemen here tonight, the one that would be least in touch with his feelings might be Jared. And I would say that the last time I cried, I felt good. I felt good. I wish I could cry more.
Really? Because it's usually you feel like shit when you're crying.
Yeah, but afterwards is a cleansed.
There's a
feeling.
cleansing feeling.
Do you like to cry?
When I was a kid, I did because you got to sleep like a fucking baby.
That's true. It does.
It took me 10 years to cry when my grandmother died.
Why?
I don't know.
Was it a masculinity thing?
No,
was it like
I was 6 when she died.
Oh, Jesus Christ. 16?
17, actually.
You know how different you are from 6 to 17?
No,
dude, it would be a real curveball to the story if the truth was that he just hated his grandma.
No.
Okay. Shit never hits me until like years later.
That's
It's
pretty
so weird.
normal for some people. It's just.
I have shit that hits me
understand that
all the
because when
time
something
for
terrible is
years.
happening, I shut that part down and in order to fucking handle the situation. And sometimes that part doesn't get turned back on again.
Sometimes for the
I've
better.
had a lot of people die that like I probably should have cried, but like.
Dude,
is it a defense mechanism? You think?
I have no idea. Like
It's just
I've
a way
thought
to
about
keep
this for a
yourself
long
sane.
time, and I've almost felt like sometimes maybe I don't know.
Sometimes there's somebody I
don't
care
know,
about.
My
maybe I'm just missing.
Sometimes
some kind
I
of
laugh.
Emotional thing.
And I know it's a defense mechanism. This is
My
weird.
friend Snoop.
Him.
I
that's
cried
one of
like
the
a
people-
baby.
That's one of the people.
Good
I'm
for
talking
you.
About. I didn't even.
Good for you. That's
It
the
doesn't mean
gentleman.
that
This is a
like
gentleman.
there's something wrong. It just means you're internalizing it differently. I mean,
Sure.
everyone has their own fucking.
Well, I know
way of
everybody's gonna
making
die.
Sure.
I'm like, doesn't even.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It's
But
just
does it
part of
land
life.
on your
It still
radar?
fucking
But you
sucks.
feel like you're kind of coping with it by saying it's a part of life. Because I feel like I do.
I've
I do
thought
what
about
you do a
that
little
too.
bit.
Like I've thought about all of that, and it's like, I don't know the answer to it. I've wondered about it for many years, like since I was like probably
6?
12.
I would say 13 for me.
No, I would say 12. Yeah, 12, 13.
Okay.
I've
you
been
got
wondering
me
about
on
it for a long time. Like,
No, but
there's
6.
a lot of emotions that I don't feel that I'm thinking like, why am I not
I understand
feeling this?
exactly what he's talking about because
Why?
I've gone through this. Because I've gone through. I've even talked to you about it. Things that I should have reacted differently to.
Yeah,
but I
like
understand
other
why.
people- like even 9/11, I saw that shit happen.
Yeah, yeah,
and it's
sure.
like
Yeah.
nobody that I knew was affected by it, so why am I affected? Like, why should I be affected by it? But everybody else was like,
Do you
oh
feel
my God,
even
so many
minorly
people
affected
died.
by it though?
Not really, except for the fact that like,
Like-
holy
like-
shit, this is
like,
crazy.
It feels like a
grand
crazy
scheme of
historical
things.
grand
event.
scheme of things,
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
this is fucked up. But like,
But I don't think
on a
that's
personal
abnormal
level,
though. I don't think it's
it
abnormal.
didn't affect me at all.
Right. Yeah, but still, like if you lived in like Ohio when it happened, you'd be
okay.
even more disconnected from
But
it.
I've
So if you don't
come
know
across
anybody,
people that were like crying balls, like.
I know what you
crying
mean.
out,
I didn't
like,
cry.
Oh my God, I can't believe how many
Right.
people died. I'm like,
but again, but I
can't
think you,
relate to that.
but I
Like,
think you can
people
care,
die all the time.
but you can care
know what I mean?
without reacting overtly emotionally to something.
Yeah, like even natural disasters, like any of that stuff. It, like,
Yeah, I'm like,
it's-
God, I
it's
give a shit
feeling
about
like-
you, but I'm not weeping, and
Yeah,
it's not
no.
because I don't care. I don't think that you're worth it. It's just not something that happens. To
I can't
me.
relate to how people react to sometimes. That's all I'm trying.
I
to
don't
say.
think
It's
that
like,
makes you off.
I feel
footing.
funny about it sometimes. I gotta be honest. Like it makes
Because
me feel
human
funny.
beings are super emotional.
Like I
dude.
should feel this way.
And
but
then I get
still-
emotional about dumb shit.
Yeah, no. See,
I
feel
like
missing that
completely
sometimes.
weirdly unrelated shit.
Like cat videos.
Oh my God, love cat videos.
I love cat videos.
I knew it.
Yeah, I know you do it.
Yeah, it has to be something like, I don't know, like maybe my father dying or some shit like that. Like I wouldn't even know.
Don't
like,
even say it.
Like, I
My
wouldn't
father
even
died in
know.
2012. It was a horrible nightmare.
Yeah, like I wouldn't even know what.
It's a
would affect
horrible
me like
nightmare,
that.
man. I feel like it creeps back up on me every so often.
Yeah,
to be
sorry
honest
about
with you.
that, but-
No, it's okay. I don't think you did it on purpose or anything.
This is
You
it
know.
creeping up.
Here it
Well,
goes.
There he goes.
Done it.
This guy always coming over and creeping up on the subject.
You
Fucking creepy.
You morose motherfucker.
Oh man, farting
Looks like
ice
somebody
holes.
shit in his cereal.
Nah, but yeah, it's just weird. But anyway,
Oh, I
back
didn't
to
tell
the
you my
point.
dream.
Oh, dude,
Real
if there's any way to close the show,
let's-
tonight,
we'll
it's
close
Dan
it.
Ridenour's
We
Dream.
don't have to talk about it anymore.
Dreaming
Just
with
let me
Dan
tell
Ridenour.
you.
Dreaming
So,
with Dan Ridenour. Okay, so we're
I
gonna
wound
do
up
this. Okay.
on this cruise ship, and everyone on the cruise ship had taken this like college level class.
Okay.
And I wasn't allowed to be on the trip, even though I was already like a day in. Like we're already out to sea, and the captain came up to me and was like, "All right, well, what do you got to do? Is you have to write a 6-page paper and hand it to me before we dock after the vacation's over."
This is a super specific dream.
Yeah, very
buddy.
super
This
specific.
is, yeah, this is
So
It's got like deadlines.
He's about to recite.
like I
his
feel like
paper
you're
that he
revealing
wrote.
much
Well-
of your psyche right now.
All
No,
6 pages.
this was actually, I'm actually going to convert this to a nightmare because I never finished the paper, and
Okay.
my whole dream
That
is
is a nightmare.
freaking out about this paper.
Right.
And I tried to write it, and I'm
What
like,
was the
I know I'm
paper
going to
about?
write it. So the thesis of the paper, thesis? Is that what I'm looking
Yep,
for?
you're right,
All
yeah.
The thesis of the paper was I had to accurately describe and like correlate the existence of Chris Farley's character and Tommy Boy to the modern economic state of the United States and the world.
Wow.
And that was what I had to do.
That's fucking genius.
You got an emotional reaction to that, do you?
That is genius right there.
And so I had to find out how those
Herbie
two were
Hancock.
simulated. Herbie Hancock?
Herbie Hancock.
Same
Yeah,
idea.
same thing.
We're the
So,
Herbie
but like
Hancocks.
I had to explain the current state of the United States economic situation as if it was Chris Farley's role in Tommy Boy.
And what did you say?
I didn't finish the paper, which is why I turned it into a nightmare because I didn't know what to say.
Did
That's
they throw you
actually
off
just
the
a
boat?
good reference
What?
Did it
to
throw
begin
you
with.
off?
It just
No,
taught
I
you
woke up
why it's
before
an
it was over.
economic,
I remember there's very specific scenes where I had stuff written out, and it's like, this is the best something I've ever written ever. Like, I was in it. I was like all about it, but I could never finish it.
But that's all you needed, though. It's the two things connected. That's all.
You.
So
Oh my god, I
You could just put
completely
it
forgot
together.
we were still on camera.
We've been talking for like 15 minutes, dude.
You and I will dance in the 6-sided ring of fire. I'll rip off your head and spike it into a nightmare you cannot imagine.
Oh my god. Yeah, that is the best scene. I actually said that to somebody.
That
once. I
scene
recited the whole thing to
Where
somebody.
he's
They were
playing
like,
with the
"What fuck are you
cars and the
talking
fire on the desk of the guy. That's like the best scene.
We're like, oh, here comes the meat wagon. A guy gets out. Oh my god.
God, he was good.
Oh
no.
my God.
God, he was good.
The new guy's in the corner peeking his brains out, all because you just would have saved a couple pennies. And to me, that's what? Do you validate now?
He was so much like Belushi. In a way.
The slapstick comedy has never been
have you
topped
ever
since
seen-
then, or probably will be.
Have you
in
ever
a
seen
long time.
Almost Heroes?
Like seriously.
It's hard to do. It's hard to pull off anywhere because you got to be able to pull off slapstick in a respectable way.
Seriously.
And that's difficult.
Yeah,
it's difficult.
hard.
Like she will tell you right off the bat, man. Not another teen movie is not good enough. Fucking scary movie's not good enough.
hate
I
that
thought
fucking
not another
movie.
teen
Nah,
movie did
just
it in a
garbage.
way that was acceptable because it made fun of itself in a way. It sort of
Did.
made fun of its own slapstick, which I was like, okay. There's a sort of self-awareness to the film, which I understand, I can respect.
Right.
And it also was sort of like limitless in terms of the comedy. You know, so I was okay with it. It almost
English
it could sit on a level where, like, in terms of slapstick, Airplane, the first one,
Oh, come on.
Airplane was
Godlike.
yes.
godlike.
I wouldn't. I don't know.
Blazing
See,
Saddles.
I never even considered
Johnny
Airplane as a
Dangerously.
slapstick because it's so like high level.
Yeah, but
It's
but
like
but that
beyond
but that
slapstick.
but Airplane,
It's like-
the first Airplane, not the second one. The second one, the only reason the second one was good was because of Shatner. That was it. There's not another fucking scene in that movie that's good without William Shatner in it.
That was the second one.
I said it. Put that on a baseball card.
I said it.
Shatner was in the second one
Correct.
when
Right.
they were like in space.
When they
or
went to the
whatever.
moon, right? Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
flight to the moon, right? And Stryker had to take over again on the fucking flight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
It was just it was
You don't have to tell me the synopsis of the movie. I know.
it was just a shit show. It was a shit show. It was a cash grab, and Shatner was particularly good at it, though.
Perfect in that role. Okay, well, what do you think about like okay? Can you look at these? Okay, that's a dog. That's a mouse. That's that's a whole horse with a hat on.
Yeah. Meet me in the tower. We don't have a tower, sir. No tower. Just a bridge, sir. Why the hell I have another about these things? All right, fine. I'm just making quotes. All right, let's. Anybody else got?
Just say I'm just making quotes.
Yeah, I'm creating quotes.
So after this
Oh,
episode,
like
I would
he's
have
making
to.
them.
I would have to guess that Joker thing is yours, right?
No, it's
No.
not mine.
Jared.
After
actually
all
contributed
this?
to that.
After all this
Jared
bullshit,
contributed
all
that to
this?
the
here
plot.
I am, not even owning a Joker lamp.
Oh my god.
'Cause I'm an asshole.
Well, no. You are the owner of a Joker lamp because it's not mine.
So it's a gift from you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's all.
Okay. So let's close up the evening. All right. So anybody's got some final words they want to put out in the universe before we close up tonight? It's been a good night. It's been a fun night.
Be excellent to each other.
Yes, that and let me know maybe 5 seconds before we stop.
Why are you gonna fart?
No, sure.
Okay.
Please, I'm sitting here. Come
Can
on.
she get out of the way first, or
Yes.
no? Or no?
Do
Okay.
it.
All right. Anybody else? Dan? Any
I usually have some pearl of wisdom, but
But you didn't have a fucking pencil and a piece of
yeah.
paper.
Oh yeah, it's 2 weeks.
So
in a
try to
row.
recite back. You got 10 seconds.
Really, last week?
It's turning
I didn't
into
have it
nightmare.
either. No.
It's turning into
I
that.
No,
nightmare.
I feel like
Well,
the
I don't know
pearls of
why
wisdom
I'm
are from my
rem-
youth.
I don't know
I'm
if
getting
I'm
old and
remembering
crotchety now.
that right.
Youth is gone.
Yeah,
Though you
youth
look
is-
youthful.
Dan, you are the most non-crotchety person I've ever
It's still
met.
the
You're so
springtime of your youth.
uncrotchety that
Don't
there's
worry
shit
about
you
it.
should be crotchety about, and you still don't crotch it.
You can still grow into a fine, healthy gentleman.
I'm pretty crotchety.
I doubt it. I feel like you are.
Hey, get off the lawn!
If there's
Damn kids.
if there's a flower here, it's Mr.
So
this guy.
Dan, no, dude, Dan
Cherry
is
blossom.
one of those guys that's gonna call the cops on the kids that are running the lemonade stand to get these fucking jokers.
But we
out
told
here.
a surprise to all of us when we found that it was him.
The guy that's bullhorning, why don't you hug her, is not the crotchety.
True.
Oh,
True.
shit. Look, to anybody who watched the show tonight, I want to say thank you. Anybody comment that I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to nevermore-designs.com. If you contact them, they will fucking hook you up, and you can buy one of these handsome mugs. I want to say thank you to Pat for being here tonight, man. Because Pat kind of sat in tonight for a lot of missing folks, and I thought tonight was particularly it was an awesome talk.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, thank you for having me.
Good
Well,
chat.
thank you for being here. One more time for Pat.
Oh, cut it out, dude.
Anytime.
Yeah, cut it out. I don't know who does that. Is that Uncle Jesse? Joey. That's what it is.
No.
Cut it out.
Cut it out.
Cut it out, right?
He was the moose too of that weird show.
Correct the mundo.
What?
Out of control.
If you want to find
Antelope.
more of us, check out Austin Talk TV on Instagram and Twitter. Austin Talk Online on Facebook if you're not already there. And Home Bar Productions on Facebook and the YouTubes, and hit subscribe and all the other good shit.
That's right.
And, I just want to say that thank you to everybody who watched tonight. Thank you to everybody who's here tonight. Thank
You
you
said
to
all this stuff already.
Okay, well, fine, whatever's then. So I just want to say then, that's Austin Talk. Thank you all for drinking with us, and gentlemen and lady and everybody in the chat room and everybody all
Cheers.
over the place. That is Austin Talk. Now let me jog on over and shut the show down.
Oh, wait, yeah, Jared, this is your 5
Saunter on over.
seconds or something. Or
Yes, your 5 seconds, Jared.
Okay, if you have gonorrhea, get hot water, a toenail, lemon juice, and
Credenza.
fucking credenza in a goddamn credenza, and then you might be on.
We'll be right back.